Bigatron Alpha and their gameplay so far?
Obviously.
Okay.
Because for the role of mental coach, it can help to mood boost them. And when they go down or when they think that I think we cannot win this game, the mental coach will be there for you. It's like you have a big brother or you have mother figure or father figure beside you.
We're going into figures now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Maybe mommy issues, daddy issues. Are we going there? No, I'm kidding. But do you agree with this? Do you think the mental coach has helped Bigatron this season?
Yeah, I think so, especially with the case of Fnoc right now. Because I believe Fnoc, back then, they have a mental coach, but she moved to a different organization, and we can see some disruption, some flow that Fnoc has usually in the regular season get disrupted. And it's not really the same Fnoc anymore from outsider's perspective, but we don't really know what's going on in the locker room, in the back room.
Ternyata kalau Yus bisa bahasa Inggris. Jago cuy dia bahasa Inggrisnya. Jago dia.
MPL Indonesia is a
Jago bahasa
staircase.
Inggris
It's not the actual goal. They want M6. So that's why they really want it. Well, for Onyx case, it's different because they're 4-peating right now. So 5-peat is just a stagnation for them. This is the standard that Onyx has.
Muncul komenannya.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, reflecting on their performance this season as well.
Halo semua.
People are saying that.
Halo, ramein yuk teman-teman. Sabar.
So I get it, right? It's a high standard that Fnatic Onyx do need to meet up, but let's circle back onto Alter Ego. We're looking at them in the back rooms, in their playrooms.
I love the vibes.
And I'm feeling it, right?
Yeah.
Bacanya di sini.
Look at the mood.
I mean, if you
sabar ya, sabar ya.
It's very moving. It really kind of makes you believe that Alter Ego can actually do it, despite that guy right there in the caster desk. He said 0%.
Selamat datang teman-teman yang di YT, yang di TikTok. Ya, selamat datang. Hari ini kita bakal restream. Hari ini gua mau jadi streamer yang serius guys. Ya, jadi tuh lihat nih, kepala gua nih. Abis apa? Abis disuntik langsung, Pak. Disuntik supaya rajin streaming.
So could we be expecting
ayo tap tembusin 20k like. Thank you teman-teman. Thank you.
For them to be able to take down Bigatron Alpha.
Thank you.
They're long rivals.
Ya udah niat banget nih, gua terlalu niat lah.
Exactly.
2 seasons.
They absent 2 seasons on the MPL, and right now is like it's time for them to prove it. Because I think a lot of Alter champs have manifestation for Alter Ego. They believe that Alter Ego still have that playoff mode.
I think it's not a question of will they pull off something crazy. I think they need to pull off something crazy because that's what they needed.
Mantap. Yuk tetap share, like teman-teman. Mari kita tembuskan apakah hari ini BTR bisa mengalahkan AE ataupun sebaliknya.
I don't know.
Kita lihat nanti.
Irrelevant. Okay. So, talking about relevancy, can we have a little bit of a sneak peek into your predictions, guys, for this match? Because I don't think we're going to see it later on in game. So, let's start with you, Sheffin. Bigatron Alpha and Alter Ego, what is your prediction?
Originally, it was 3-0 for Bigatron Alpha, but right now I'm switching towards 3-1.
Apakah omongan dokter bisa dipercaya, guys? Streamer konsisten dan serius.
Maybe it could go 3-2, by the way.
Bisa.
It's not a question.
Tapi inget ya,
I'm with Nevin, with Sheffin.
Woi, kenapa nih orang-orang pada nggak percaya gue sih? Teman-teman, tolonglah. Saya sudah ada niat di sini. Aduh. Tolonglah.
But it's based on the regular
data. Like a little bit of a frown.
We're professionals.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Angin-anginan. Kalau saya kalau saya lagi ngajar gak bisa, tapi kalau saya lagi free, wah, buat kalian apa sih yang enggak? Gue kasih tau aja. Buat kalian apa sih yang enggak? Ya enggak? Buat kalian apa yang enggak?
For sure. But I don't know if that's like a, prediction.
Buat kalian apa yang enggak, teman-teman?
But I like the quote that as long as the base is not destroyed, your team is not losing.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to
kita mulai.
Bigatron Alpha, we're gonna see the Super Luke, Supercan, Moreno, Key, and Amon.
Still with the winning lineup of Bigatron Alpha.
Kita mulai.
That's why they are here in the playoffs. Meanwhile, for the 3-face mask, it's still going to be Nino, Nile, Roundel, Owen, and High Sonical Lead.
both of these teams. They are fighting for their playoff lives. But ladies and gentlemen, here in El Dorado, Bandung, only one team can move forward. Three face masks, alter ego, back onto the stage for another round of the Chaos Derby.
Menurut gua.
It's going to be a treat. It's going to
Menurut
be
kalian siapa?
an absolute pleasure to watch this match. As a fan, as a caster, this is going to be really fun. The chaotic derby is no more. This time, systematic gameplay wins.
Because the stage is on, and now we are looking at the coach, Coach REKT. It is his debut season as the coach, and now he's bringing Alter Ego to the playoff. And can he prove? Because he already win the M series at M1. Can he bring Alter Ego to the glory?
That's the big question. So much pressure on his shoulders right now. We don't see Coach Aldo as well on stage. He's actually with Styx, alongside with Wura and Theo Nile from the side of Bigatron Alpha. And this is where the chess match begins. I think it's going to be very important to highlight
menurut kalian siapa guys? Kurang tahu dok. Kayaknya benar yang dibilang dokter. Benar apa nih?
I think that was the last official tournament that we saw on a professional scale, and the differences in picks that we saw. So let's circle back onto that. Let's circle back onto heroes that might come out and heroes that we thought were meta before, but are no longer used.
Kacau nih orang-orang bener-bener.
The new hero.
Angin-anginan
High
tuh.
priority today. Because like it have high mobility, high burst
Gak boleh
damage, even
gitu
like
teman-teman.
On the early game,
dah.
you can carry the team.
Parah.
Sure, and there's gonna be a lot of emphasis towards flex pick. The Edith, the Khalid in for some people out there, the Benedettas. Oh.
Right. Bandung is Lautan Api, Sea of Blaze. We're gonna see the fire from both of them. Who gonna win on this match? We'll go to the next stage.
Yeah, I think in real life they're kind of cool, right? But in Land of Dawn, this is where the beef at. They're gonna put some fire towards each other, and they're probably gonna prove both of their counterparts that they are better.
Oke, gue bacanya di sini guys ya. Gue izin bacanya di sini teman-teman.
Head to head.
Mari kita lihat siapa yang bakal menang ya. Dah, ini enak banget nih. Gue bacanya di sini. Ya, jadi gue bakal baca komennya di bawah teman-teman. Jadi kita lihat bakal yang menang siapa. Ya. Bakal yang menang siapa? Menurut kalian siapa guys ya? Tulis komen di bawah teman-teman. Ya. Kalau menurut gue, kalau menurut pandangan gue nih, yang menang sih kemungkinan bisa BTR gede. BTR gue. Karena karena BTR gak meeting sampai jam-jaman untuk motivasi.
That's why it's gonna be the battle of mid laner with the heroes.
I think after looking at MPLPH playoffs, Hylos has been dying down in the
gitu. Karena gue feeling gue AE ini sama BTR lebih prepare menurut gue. By the way, gue lagi baru beli soundboard guys. Soundboard gue gimana? Aman nggak suaranya? Aman nggak? Kedengeran nggak? Kedengeran nggak? Biar kalian suka. Oke? Yang nggak kedengeran isi hati Nail dok. Kacau. Kacau, sumpah. Ini tapi kayak laptop gue yang di-ray, Pak. Anjay, keberatan kali ya. Keberatan kayaknya.
I don't know if they're gonna make a lot of appearances today, but if it does get let go, you don't want to give Fanny towards Nile. You don't want to give Fanny towards Super Connect.
Milestone-nya kita beli PC, Pak. Milestone kita beli PC nanti. Kalau makin rame, makin banyak yang ini.
Nile, do you have like a personal problem with me or
something?
Iya, Pak. I mean, 8 kills plus 1, 8
Hmm.
solo kills plus 1 assisted kill.
Gak apa-apa, yang penting gue bakal konsisten. Janji, promise. Ya, makanya kalian dukung juga YT gue guys teman-teman. Lu dukung siapa ya? Gue dukung BTR kalau di game ini. Gue dukung BTR.
to the drafting phase for game number
Langsung saja
1.
kita ke draft pick,
Our
guys.
opening match of the day.
Gue dukung
Remember, ladies
BTR.
and gentlemen, this is no longer a
Apakah
best
draft picknya
of
bakal
3.
aneh?
It is now
Susah
a
nih
best
nebak-nebak
of
nih kalau
5.
draft
And here it is, the
MPL
drafting phase presented to you
playoff.
by our official tournament
Pasti
smartphone
aneh-aneh,
Samsung
Pak.
Galaxy
Pasti
S24
aneh-aneh.
FE.
Pramas
Going
ya dok,
straight into
pramas,
it.
pramas,
Bigatron
pramas. Diusahakan,
advance.
diusahakan.
We have the Gatot, the Jushin, the Fanny, Alter Ego.
Band-bandannya masih sama ya, Matilda,
and the
Chip,
Matilda.
Gatot,
What's gonna be the last band, Shepard?
Zuxin, Fanny, masih sama lah, nggak ada beda-bedanya. Masih sama. Gue bilang MPL dok, bukan game ini. Apa? Oh, Onyx. Gue kan nggak boleh dukung siapa-siapa. Gue nggak boleh dukung siapa-siapa, teman-teman.
Don't forget about Khalid. Because both of the XP laner like Luke and Nino are good at Khalid and Edith. Like Shepard predicted before, he's getting banned now. Suyo,
Zuxin gak sih? Hero mahal gue. Cakep. Cakep tuh, kaget-kaget.
It's just like that in PLPH now. He has an option to pick the
Zuxin udah pasti lah, hero mahal Zuxin tuh. Anda tidak netral kalau oknum. Nah, iya. Emang nih ID nih ikut-ikutin PH, Pak. Persis anjay. Yves juga lagi rame. Jangan sampai MM-nya beneran Beatrix nih. Palen, kalau udah Yves mah. Hylos, Palen gak sih?
That's why he's been very prominent in the draft in PH.
Palen.
Right now, Coach Rex still going for the Hylos and the Yves. I like the Yves though. The Hylos part, now you're gonna get covered by the
juga
1-1,
diambil.
so you gotta watch out for them.
Mirip Pak Alpha gak sih? Hantem Pak.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
nggak Alpha Bane paling. Alpha sih buat kau game ini. Edit udah di ban ya? Dia belum ambil XP kan? Masih ada Khalid. Bisa di ban. Masih ada XP apa lagi ya?
Maybe, but in terms of kiting 1-1, there's no one that can absolutely, you know, he's the best
bisa ban
marksman
XP
for that.
sama tanker nih. Khalid bisa.
That is true.
Tigreal juga bisa.
And
Ruby
also,
juga
if
bisa.
Rek didn't
Kita
ban
lihat
the
aja.
Rafaela here, which I don't think that's gonna be the case. Rafaela is gonna be
Bukan.
banned for Alter Ego.
Terlalu
because,
kopi bang.
once you
Ini
have
mah.
this
Iya.
very
Kopi sama
high
pak.
mobility
Ini masih bisa ditebak.
composition, very high
Popheus
range,
kan
very
masih
high
sama
mobility
kan?
main 5. It's gonna be very hard for you to engage because you have to be very calculative in all of your approaches. Meanwhile, Coach
Tapi
Rex
nggak
with
bakal
the
main Ruby
Phobius
sih kiri
ban,
sih. Pasti pakai hero-hero
even
tebel
though they
lagi
don't
pak.
have,
XP-nya udah beres nih.
later
Pove
yet,
Khalid
so
dilangin.
let's see something that's a
Romer
bit
nih yang perlu
outside
dilangin
of
nih
the
sekarang
box
nih.
What are we used to? Cho? Do you think Cho EXP could make an appearance here?
for a setup, yes. Cho and Kaja might be there, but
Matil
I don't know
udah
against
ban
the
belum
Hylos,
ya?
it
Matil
kind of brings up
udah.
the question like, do you want to use this pick-off hero?
Paling
to
Tigreal
further
nggak sih?
enhance 1-1 potential? I think the answer is still gonna be yes, but what's gonna be the
Iya nggak sih?
best option is the question.
Iya nggak sih teman-teman?
Because they lack of the XP lane and for
Apa lagi?
Romer itself, I think that's why.
Romer.
Bigatron,
Oh,
Rafaela
Franco,
is-
oke.
Oh, Franco. So Rafaela is open. Are we
Bener
gonna
kan,
see
tapi Romer kan?
Loki, who's using the Rafaela to like supporting their gold lane? Back in the day, he is supporting the.
Ini gue belum ada
Max
gambaran.
At the gold lane on Bigatron,
Ini siapa ya?
right?
Yeah, I remember that. It was a long time ago though.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Very hazy memory of that. But in the second phase
Terus
now,
kan diambil
we do
ya?
still have one more pick that
If
Bigatron can ban out
Alpha.
here. Do they want to go for an irritant
Gold
ban?
lane-nya paling
If they are
Oh
planning to
yeah.
Paling
protect
hero-hero
the one
kayak
in the lane, looking for the one
Roger,
on the prio lane,
Cloud,
we've seen that the Irrital
Harriet-nya
has
di
become
ban.
a really good lane against it, but
Cakep.
no, they go for the Harriet instead.
I just
Keras! Ya meskipun gue nggak bisa predik sampai akurat gitu ya, tapi paling perkiraannya selalu begitu.
Getting banned on
Berarti
second
se-mindset,
phase, they
Pak.
didn't even care about
Se-mindset
even,
berarti,
picking
teman-teman.
on the first phase.
Well,
Ya,
for Alter Ego,
se-mindset.
I think it makes sense, but for
Boleh
Bigatron,
lah ya,
the one
tipis-tipis
that
lah,
uses
boleh lah,
the most,
boleh lah ya.
I believe,
Not
in
bad
the
lah ya.
season, because Emma
Not
just
bad
really
kan?
loves that hero.
Playoff
It's a
kah?
bit
Playoff
surprising.
teman-teman.
So we're gonna
Tap-tap
jump
share-share
into the
like-like ya.
second picking phase
Tap-tap
here
share-share
for
like-like.
Alter Ego. We got a quite fun fact here for you guys.
Kan
Throughout
buat
the MPL
one-one ya.
season 14 playoffs,
Masa
Geek has
Irritel
a
sih?
100%
Bener
pick
nih,
and
pick
ban
Irritel
rate
nih.
with 0 picks.
Arwat dulu nggak sih? Masih terbuka tuh.
What I said, yeah.
Kalau nggak Arwat,
The macro.
Teris
Yeah,
nggak
the
sih?
macro
Arwat
players,
lagi mah.
like, if the
Buat
Roma
ngeriak.
having a
Nah,
very high
itu
macro
dia.
chip, will be very useful.
Terus
It's
kiri
like, you have the win rate above 80% if you got Jeb on
Buat
your team.
Wait,
harus hero TB.
Arlet.
Menurut gua harus hero TB.
Arlet in quite
Dua-duanya
some
harus hero
time
TB.
here, boys. Why do you think the Arlet makes a appearance here for Alter Ego?
They need a setup.
Harus hero
to
TB,
bring,
Pak.
back down some of the members of Biggest One Alpha towards the real world calculation.
Harus
And
hero
especially against
TB.
a 1-1, that is a tough test. And I think Arlet with his range and also his CC can do a good job at that. You have to really
Buat
time it
handle
with
alfanya.
the
Bisa Tigreal.
quote-unquote purify that 1-1 has.
So are we looking at Arlet EXP?
Chow juga
Yes,
bisa
Hylos
buat
Roam?
combo
Still
Soyu.
flex, still flex.
I think it's still gonna be.
Pokoknya harus ada CC-nya deh.
Okay.
But
see the
Nino
last
loves to
pick?
use Hylos, but ooh,
Okay.
Tigreal and Cho.
I mean, we were talking about the Atlas. If we're talking about El Momento, then Key on the Tigreal. That's a hero
Moskov.
that really fits his identity.
Yeah, you
Sama,
have the
berarti,
same,
teman-teman.
playstyle,
Draft
Atlas
MPLP8
for
sini, mah.
motion to initiate the team fights. I think it's gonna be important for
Draft
Biggest One.
MPLP8
So
real.
depend too
Real.
much on Luke. So Key now
Real
can have
banget.
the momentum.
What was the last pick?
Bener kan gua, Dok?
And
Apa
what I really
cuy?
like about this Tigreal is the fact that even though the Moskov and the Yif will probably
Tigreal bener kan, keluar kan?
It's
Dari
a
tadi gua udah
1-1.
ngomong
You don't
pasti
really care
Tigreal,
about
Pak.
the backliner.
Soalnya hero-heronya
You care about
sama
the
ini.
frontliners to change your
Nggak
control
aneh lah.
towards some of the
Bukan
backliners.
dok ya.
That's the ideal situation, ideal scenario for Biggest One
Bukan
Alpha. So
dok gak tuh?
I think
Do-
in a
DOG,
draft, I kind
Pak.
of prefer the competition.
So it's gonna be
Dibilangnya
front
DOG
side.
anjay. Kacau nih orang-orang.
Draft would you prefer, Colius?
For me, I think
Bisa dibilang DOG anjir.
Bigatron, Colius, you?
Biggest One.
Bigatron
Homo
as
kah
well.
ini, Dok?
So 2-0 for Bigatron
Homo.
Alpha right now, ladies and gentlemen, just based on the drafts. We're gonna throw it over
Homo.
to our cast.
Ah, dikira gue FOMO live streaming nih. Gue rajin-rajinin buat kalian. Yuk, kita fokus dulu. Gue tebak draft mana yang menang turtle. Possibility yang megang turtle ini draft kanan. Kita lihat, draft kanan megang turtle. No debat, fix. Draft kanan megang turtle.
It's a trade-off between having a lot
Draft kanan
of
megang turtle.
big moments from Bigatron and a long drawn
Draft kanan lebih strong megang turtle. Pegang kata gue.
Not to mention with the
Tapi
destruction,
sama cowoknya bisa ngambil momen cutnya beda cerita. Tapi draft kanan kuat megang turtle. Tapi inget ya, sama cowoknya bisa nge-cut ya beda cerita. Tapi draft kanan megang turtle, gue yakin.
But Nino doesn't want to commit that flicker.
Maksudnya draft copy MPL ID boy, bukan FOMO dok. Iya sih. Emang MPL PH punya draft pak. Nael santai dulu nggak sih? Ya elah Nael. Ini nih yang gua nggak suka nih. Ini yang gua nggak suka nih. Beda bet dah. Tiba-tiba sudah mati di detik segini. Turtle-nya lepas dong. Dapat nggak? Masih coba bisa sih harusnya. Masih bisa lah. Mati satu masih bisa lah. Soyu sama Alpha masih oke lah. Kuncinya di Chow nih, iya benar. Kuncinya Chow-nya nge-cut bisa lock. Tapi nggak bakal dapat. Menurut gua merah ini masih bisa dapat nih. Chow-nya soalnya ditahan nih. Ayo lot ikut lot. Nino, ikut Nino. Jangan tahan si look-nya. Ikut. Ya udahlah. Nino-nya masih Alpha 3 guys. Baru Alpha 4 sekarang. Ya baik lagi ya kalau cowoknya yang ini ya. Beda cerita ya kalau itu ya. Tapi secara fight, secara keseluruhan yang megang sih kanan. Nah, kalau cowoknya megang kayak tadi, kan gue bilang nih, Jojo tadi. Ya hasilnya gitu. By the way, gue live-nya di ET juga ya.
With the solo play, I was gonna say that Altrico has a bit of an edge due to the Hylas, but before
Gas.
that, realized
Boleh juga.
by our new application GoPay.
Gue mana gue?
Unanimous decision for all but one. Papulong in the hands of the three masked men. He votes for Alter Ego. Classic Papulong.
Yeah, are you really surprised with that outcome? Oh, look at that though.
Eman gonna be chunked low. Hines has the SOD. Owen from the back with a glorious
Oke,
backplay.
Owen.
Can he escape Eman?
Oke, Eman, santai man. Look,
Apa
Ken? Ken balikin. Wah, mati satu-satu ini. Mati satu-satu ini. One-nya free hit. Rugi bandar. Rugi bandar ini, rugi bandar. Ini rugi bandar, teman-teman. Rugi bandar. Dah, selesai dah. Dah, selesai. Selesai. One-nya snowball, selesai gamenya dah. One-nya dapat momen, selesai game ini. Yang bisa nangkep sekarang kita coba lihat yang bisa megang one siapa? Rondo doang nih. Rondo sama Moskov doang nanti yang head to head. Nggak bisa nih. One-nya kalau dapat kill lagi selesai gamenya. Kaget dong. Kok pakai bahasa Inggris? Iya, bahasa Inggris lebih enteng, Pak. Nggak ngelak. Pede lah, Eman. Majuin nggak sih, Man? Rugi bandar, Pak, ini. Lihat, kayaknya level berapa? Level 8. Level 7. Wah, udah lagi pegang turtle lagi.
Megatron, give the control over for now. Alter Ego will take control. Super Luke, though, still in the flanks. Over to Nile, that's an implosion. And away to Dragon locking him down, but there's no one there to follow it up. Now with the Spear of Alpha over to Key, now with the final splash as well. Nile securing it. Nino has vengeance over. Nino with the chase. Now shot. Super Ken shut down by Nino.
Oh my goodness, that
tapi MPL ID ini benar-benar gak bisa ditebak ya, anjir. Permainan barbarnya ini kayak aneh bet. Kayak apa ya? Kalau di PH nih hitungannya ya, kalau lu nonton based on habit mereka tuh gameplaynya karena terlalu rapi jadi gampang kebaca. Nah, kalau di Indo karena terlalu barbar, tiba-tiba perhitungan skillnya nggak tahu nih gimana dan lain sebagainya. Yang penting PD mampus ya. Bisa menang, Pak, kayak tadi. Tapi kan tadi secara data sebenarnya kalau dari level, dari mana, setup, itu sebenarnya BTR yang megang. Ya, tapi mungkin karena accurate skillnya atau telat setup dikit, akhirnya AE yang megang. Tapi kayak barbar gitu. Paham gak sih maksud gua? Paham gak pada maksud gua? Kayak gameplay barbarnya jadi nggak kebaca, Pak. Kagak kebaca. Jadi orang harusnya menang kiri, tiba-tiba menang kanan. Kalau lihat secara data tadi, itu kiri yang menang. Dari segi level, dari segi snowball yang bukan dari segi kejadian sebelumnya. Itu kiri yang megang. Tapi karena PD mampus nih, kanan juga kayak nggak takutan. Bisa kayak gitu loh hasilnya. Mindset barbarian. Yang penting make a move ya, gameplay Indo tuh. Win or lose later, make a move first.
But is that what's going to be the main goal of Valentina? Because mostly, if we talk about Valentina,
kita pegang BTR ya, gue pegang BTR ya untuk kali ini ya. Sebenarnya gue pegangnya EVOS sih. Sebenarnya gue pegangnya EVOS, guys. Mana nih soundboard gue? Astaga, ya ampun, nge-lag-nya bukan main, Pak. Soundboard.
Going to the back, finding it, way to drag and lock them down as well. Super Ken will be able to lock that down. Now the real world inflation answer with another real world inflation. Nino with a flicker forward explosion! El Momento finding 3! Roundel taken out. Owen has been isolated from the team. Moskov though,
nice.
take a look at Highs. Will get another turret to trade it for the 3 members that he lost.
We talk about the new man on the block, the enabler Super Ken, but still, El Momento looms in the darkness and comes out on top as the frontliner of Bigatron Alpha.
Chase over. Final splash. Nino will give all the weakness points away with the Spear of Misery too. Nino using the vengeance very well, but the jump back will be Nino.
Nino?
Jumping back and forth for Reno. Finally splashes that damage to take him down.
Nino, man, absolutely on fire right now. But Bigatron, they're just doing so well in the early game. They're doing so much better at just finding those moments. All Trico are able to actually kind of equalize because they have the Moskov, but the fact that the Spear of Destruction did not land in that crucial fight definitely made it quite awkward for All Trico.
Yeah, but a new game factor by the new application GoPay. Suyo becomes the 79th hero to debut in MPL ID Season 14 out of a total of 126
Lo counter Popheus apa sih?
So, of course, a newly released
Banyak,
hero
lu bisa pakai
becomes
Cici,
very,
bisa
very
pakai
significant
nggak
in
harus
terms of
pakai
the
hero Pak
draft
sebenarnya.
and all the picks coming in from teams playing
Nggak harus
today.
pakai hero.
Alter Ego, or rather Bigatron, will be the first team to touch their hands
Nggak
on
harus
this new
pakai
hero.
hero intinya.
Itemization, man. Third item win of nature.
Tuh lihat tuh.
For Emma.
Emang
These
emang
respects all
lu
that
ngambil
life
cow
that
buat
they're coming
counter
through,
si
especially
Arrot
from
kan
Nino
enggak
and
kan.
Niall later on. But Roundel can still
Dan
be a massive
Nino
problem
juga
for
ngambil
him.
Arrot buat
Aside from
counter
that,
cow
on the
doang.
belt
Enggak
for,
kan.
Super Luke, that means
Paham nggak
more
sih?
chase, more utility, more damage, and tanking
Nggak harus
as
pakai
well.
hero
But
apa-apa.
you have to look at
Yang
Super
penting
Cat
tuh
on the
kombinasi
Suyo,
tim.
definitely. 2K go ahead, War Axe with the Queen's Wings, a lot more survivable due to the damage reduction he has in the fighter form as well. And we have talked about the damage coming in from the Suyo again and again, but Super Cat is making it look like the mobility is also an underrated aspect of this hero.
Oke, conceal play. Look, jangan Owen. Please.
No real need to go in for the skirmish just yet. Now walking forward, Roundel is in an off position.
Masih gotnya beda 3,3 kasih ya, BTR harusnya lebih megang.
And it will be. Super Luke takes down the glorious pathway. Owen puts it down. Super Luke
Oke.
now final slash over to Super Ken, who's gonna be caught by the real realm of play.
Oke, nggak apa-apa.
Two-man, but it's only into front
Nggak
liners.
apa-apa.
They get
Sambil
slopped
mundur,
down.
tarik
Keep the
mundur,
shot as well.
tarik
That's two
mundur.
members
Perangnya
taken
tarik
down, but
mundur.
Bigatron Alpha get the Lord.
Oh, they turn
Udah.
around. And they might
Masih oke,
concede
masih
before
oke,
they
masih
get
oke.
Super Ken and Key. Super Ken becomes the most pivotal member to fall in that altercation. Now they look and set their sights on the tier 1 turret and even stopping the Lord in the tracks.
Nino walking up Spear of Alpha from Niall. Finding Eman. Even with the built-in
Nah, kebaca gini
purifier,
anjing
wasn't
gameplaynya.
able to escape. And Alter Ego
Pusing
gets the
sendiri,
Lord
Pak.
advantage despite not getting the Lord.
Man, even with the built-in Purifier, with the Wind of Nature, that's true damage coming in from Niall. This is why the Alpha is just so lethal, so dangerous in the current meta. Bigatron, since a bit of miscalculation there, even in the Lord fight, they got the Lord, they were able to exit, and there seems to be some attempts to try and make plays happen there still. Bigatron need to respect it, man. All Trigo, they definitely still have way to throw around here at 10 minutes. This is where the mid-game power spikes usually really hit hard for these big fighters. And with the Alpha in the roster for Altrigo, Bigatron need to find ways to deal with him. If they're going to use a lot of these big utility tools, like the Way of the Dragon, like the Implosion, you know, to set up, then there's nothing left to protect the
Ngeri
battle
banget
line.
draft
Because
kanan.
stopping Alpha, that is something they have to try and take into consideration, especially
Draft
after
kanan ngeri, draft kiri juga.
Breastplate completed by Niall as well. Just giving
Ya,
him that
draft
extra
kiri juga ada
defense.
power ya.
Wants to dive towards Bigatron Alpha, but
Tapi
Bigatron
secara
Alpha still
teamfight draft
has
kanan lebih
their
kuat.
ace card. Their ace in the hole, which is Moreno with the IMU.
Cuman kalau buat
And we think Alter Ego
flexibility,
might be able to just
buat
zone out
cepet-cepetan
and
gameplay,
start
itu
the
draft
execute,
kiri yang
start
make
the
move.
engage first. There will always be Moreno hiding in the shadows. Might steal a huge
Tahu gue kalau kalah
opportunity.
ini pulang deh.
Glorious pathway, or even Spear of Alpha, but then again,
Ya, kalah
yes,
ini
instead of
langsung
diving
pulang
into the
deh.
backline of Alter Ego,
Salah satunya.
now for Bigatron Alpha, how do they want to traverse the situation?
I still think they want to go aggressive. They just have to pick the right engagements, because with Super Cat picking up the BOD, that's a lot of burst damage potential. The only issue earlier was that the main damage dealers, the Suyo, at least Super Cat was caught in the main engage from Altrigo, and that really can't happen, right? Bigatron can afford to have that happen. But with the Sea Halberd picked up by Eman as well, Owen is going to start feeling the heat, feeling the pain here. So will Niall and Nino. So if they're surviving early on, using the healing, the regen, the tankiness built in the composition, the longer the game goes and the more Eman gets more items, the more they can't really afford to do so. So I think Altrigo can still bank on having that split push pressure, but they have to be careful for Bigatron's members, because a lot of them can kind of do okay 1v1 too.
Yeah, strong. Split push presence in the hands of Highs.
Oke, mainin dulu 3-2-nya.
Again. And if you think of it, if you compare it to Bigatron Alpha,
Busnya udah dipegang
it's not
sama
as
Owen
strong as
terus nih.
Highs in the side lane pressure. Maybe it's just gonna be Super Ken, but
Dibuka
Super
langsung
is so
sama
slow.
Luke Moreno.
Segway plays in the split pushes. Now though, the Lord might be the next eye on the list.
Oh man, with a Divine Blade finish from Moreno as well. That's a very well-timed power spike. Bigatron rushing for it.
Sabar, Lordnya aja. Lordnya aja. Cakep. Satu, tarik mundur. Dah, reset, tarik mundur. Tarik mundur dikit sambil tarik mundur. Eman. Si Eman gak mau melakukan hitbox, Pak. Dia malah farming. Oke. Santai. Satu tukar satu, dapat Lord cuan di TR. Santai. Mainnya kayak gitu aja, teman-teman ya. Mainnya tuh gitu aja. Nggak apa-apa harus kayak perang. Ini. Kalau dapat objek kalau bisa trade baru trade, kalau nggak bisa mundur, udah gitu doang. Sesimpel as that. Sesimpel as that, teman-teman. Gitu, teman-teman.
Trying to look for a cheeky angle to get the weakness
Oke.
points. Alter Ego handling the Lord
dapat.
very well. Nino with a final slash as well. To be able to
Atasnya
keep the turret in the
dorong,
mid lane alive, but
bawahnya
both
juga
turrets
dorong.
side lane, tier 2s
Oke,
taken out.
jungle-nya ya udah botakin semua. Megang boost. Sekarang megang boost atas juga sama bawah dah, bagilah 3-2 lagi. Botak-botakin lagi. Gue udah beda 4K. Kayak WTR kalah dah. WTR lagi megang game, Pak. WTR kalah kayaknya. Megang lagi bus-busnya bareng-bareng. Dan mundur-mundur, megang tengah, dan lepas. Buka mapnya, atas bawah, sungai L, sungai kanan kirinya buka. Nah, gunanya nanti Lord udah mau muncul nih. Kan Lord udah mau muncul nih. Baru gua kasih tanda buat kalian nih. Lord kan udah mau muncul. Ya, ini dipegang. Gunanya supaya apa? Nanti sebelum Lord udah mau muncul, mereka bisa megang atas. Terus pas Lordnya udah mau muncul, mereka join gitu. Bawahnya pun nggak dilepas. Jadi pas objeknya muncul, bawah udah set up gitu. Mainnya kayak gitu, teman-teman, perhatiin, belajar makanya ya. Oke? Oke? Paham? Paham? Paham nggak?
High ground defense as well. They have to wait from highs. They have to poke from roundel. That might be the main tool to really just scamper away Key and Super Luke when they want to frontline, because Super Luke and Key, yes, they might be able.
Thank you yang udah give, thank you udah yang like. Makasih teman-teman, gue bakal bisa banget lah buat kalian. Main 3-2 dah. Ya, tidaknya yang manjangin nanti detik 15 nih, lihat perhatiin dah, detik-detik mepet gitu dah. Mulai itu megang bawah. Oke, perangnya santai, objek masih ada, 1 dapet, 2 dapet. Lanjut ke Nayo, targeting Nayo aja. Nayo, sip. Wah, udah dong. Endgame dong. Keluar. Cepet banget. Anjir. Keluar, cok. Bener keluar dong. Aduh. Dok, cara main chip di mid to late game. Panjangin men. Keluar, Pak. Sesuai arahan. Mainnya udah gitu aja, Pak. Mau gimana lagi udah. Ya kan, enak kan main kayak gitu kan. Targeting paling deket. Gak usah maju-maju, biarin dia yang maju hit lagi. Nanti kalau ada momen baru kita bisa yang maju duluan. Santai aja. Harus gimana-gimana. Ya.
We talked about how it is also so versatile, or rather so susceptible in the late game, because you can buy immortality, you can buy the winner crown. But Aman used it in such a way that it all kick-started the end for Ultra Ego. That took so long, the crossbow of Tang.
And the criticism sent to Alter Ego's way, you know, as good as Bigatron played that, what does Nile need? All throughout regular season, a flashy assassin. We had doubts already about him. Maybe even
Paramis kayak nggak di band deh, nggak ngeliat juga tadi. Yuk, mukanya serius semua yuk. Mereka kan habis karaokean, harus serius lah.
Obviously, things could change, but here I think we saw it again. Nile unable to create a big impact for the team on a pick like this.
Tadi salahnya Owen buka duluan ya.
And again, it's also about the follow from his team. We have to remember that he went for a big early game invade in the early game, and he got punished for it. Right? It's
tadi kalau Ayah ambil Paramis gimana dok?
That final
Ae
play
ngepick
wasn't
Paramis.
just Eman playmaking. It was the whole team setting
Ya,
it up.
Ae ngepick Yves juga ada nggak? Ae ngepick Yves bener, nggak salah. Secara draft juga dibilang salah juga kagak cuy. Tapi ya momen-momennya itu yang kayak momen di atas tuh fatal tuh. Bikin one-one-nya bisa main. Moskopnya jadi nggak ke ini.
The look of pride in the eyes of Starlist. Bigatron number 1. An alter ego, yeah, they have to fix a few things. One of the issues that they have to
Hylosnya kemajuan, Pak.
Nile, but we will throw it
Menurut
back.
gua Hylosnya tadi kemajuan.
Upstage.
Kalau lo
Welcome back,
lihat
ladies and gentlemen.
dan
Sorry, we were
notice.
in a heated
Mau gua
discussion
review
there,
nih.
but thank you so much,
Mau
casters,
gua
for
review
bringing
nggak?
us
Kita
game
recap
number
ulang
4.
nih.
That was a
Dan bilang gua
game, by the way. And
cuman
what we were
setelah
discussing
streaming ya
earlier,
gue getok palanya satu-satu, Pak.
Moreno, Maniac
Serius.
on a
Gue
Valentina.
getok
This
palanya,
is a
pak, beginiin,
mid-lane
Mbak.
pick that we don't see too often, especially with the changes in the meta. And yet he's able to bring back his signature, I think, 2
Soundboard bodoh.
a Maniac in the final.
Kenapa nih soundboard gue terus ya, coba?
Really high with a Maniac on the first game, Shepard.
Wah, loading laptop
Coming
gue
up
yang
with a
bodoh.
bang. And also, the real manipulation
Ya Allah.
copy also works as a integral.
Bener dong
It's gonna
loadingnya
use on the other
segitu
side,
parahnya,
which is
Bang.
when they actually pull the trigger, that's where Pikachu Alpha is playing their
Nanti
game.
gue coba
That's why I
setting deh.
think at that very last moment where Owen is opening the
Guys,
punches
review
at the
review
middle
buat
of the
kalian.
map, I think that shouldn't have happened because you're right.
Di momen
They
ini
don't scale
aja.
as much as Owen
Nih, lihat ya,
in terms
perhatiin.
of HP and
Perhatiin.
can't really survive that front line. So I think high ground defense-wise, Alter Ego
lihat
might have the upper
Hylosnya.
hand. So Bigatron Alpha, I do agree with what Arashi says. They're working
Set. Hylosnya buka busnya kemajuan menurut gua. Teman lainnya nggak siap react, paham nggak? Nih. Kelihatan dari mana sih? Sabar, gua coret. Izin nyoret. Nih, lihat kelihatan kan? Temennya lagi pada follow up tuh. Hylosnya udah buka duluan. Harusnya stay di sini, Pak. Ya. Karena secara wave minion mereka tuh lagi maju. Sumpah, lu lihat aja sendiri deh, gua nggak bohong-bohong, Pak. Ya. Bener gak logikanya? Secara wave minion mereka lagi maju. Kalau misalnya dia paksa biru yang majuin, mereka tahu infonya ada si biru di sini. Jadi dia harusnya bukanya sini. Lu lihat pemain PH bukanya di sini. Dia nggak buka ke sini. Sumpah, tonton makanya. Kalau kalian sering-sering nonton tuh, lama-lama kalian tahu. Bener gak? Iya kan? Bener kan? Gua nggak yang ngasal ngomong, Pak. Kalau tadi dia bukanya kayak gini, langsung temannya lagi follow up, ya telat. Hylosnya digebukin dulu.
on the clock, but Owen
Will be caught. Does he have to
Oh, ya kan? Telat kan follow up-nya kan? If-nya kagak ngedamage, Hylosnya udah digebukin. Ya. Deal kan? Sama kan? Ya kan? Bener kan? Telat kan? Ya kan? Telat kan? Gua ngomong objek tuh ini. Secara objek harusnya dia nggak buka kayak gitu. Nah, temennya lagi lari ke sana. Dia buka duluan. Niatnya baik, tapi sebenarnya harusnya nge-stay dulu di sini. Kenapa? Karena ini tuh pasti akan dimajuin. Ya. Justru posisi lo ini nggak bisa yang ngasal buka maju karena posisinya beda sekian. Goldnya beda berapa tuh? 3,1k, Pak. 3,1k tuh gede banget, cuy. Gede banget hitungannya. Dan Hylos di sini perbandingannya tuh lagi posisi level paling terendah. Jadi mau lo pakai hero kayak Hylos pun ya posisi segini mah kayak tengkar-tengkar pada umumnya. Dia buka begitu ya langsung bonyok. Paham nggak? Ya. Logikanya kalau dia tadi pada stay di sini, ya.
so Bigatron Alpha, I do agree with what Arashi says. They're working on
Kalau dia tadi pada stay di sini, ya. Dia tadi pada stay di sini, ya. Birunya yang ngedorong, pancing birunya yang ngedorong atau birunya juga diem, wave-nya tuh tetap akan di sini. Toh juga kalau wave minionnya memang biru yang lebih maju, mereka bisa manjangin pas di sini aman dan nanti 2 atau 3 orangnya turun ke bawah. Paham gak sih maksud gua? Jadi secara nggak langsung mereka juga ngamanin lane, tapi di sisi lain di sisi lain setupnya juga rapi. Minimal MDL aja lah. Orang muridnya juga udah di MDL, bro. Nih, logik, Pak. Logik banget menurut gua. Sumpah. Kalau lu nggak paham, nggak nyampe. Berarti permasalahannya di pola pikir, anjay. Itu logik, gua pikirin dah. Itu logik banget. Nih, ya. Nih, lo perhatiin nih. Kalau wave minion birunya dorong, ya. dia masih bisa clear di posisi bus ini. Secara nggak langsung aman, tapi dia dapat objek clear-nya juga. Ya. Terus 2 atau 3 orang itu udah siap prepare ke bawah. Nah, satu hal lagi, nggak bakal ada mainin 2-3 lagi di momen ini karena dia lagi pakai hero 1-1. Bukan nggak bakal, kemungkinan tuh possibility menurut gua 40-60 lah. Bisa jadi, bisa enggak. Tapi yang kemungkinan terjadi 1-1-nya juga join. Karena di sini yang pakai Moskov dia, jadi harusnya mereka yang lebih bisa kayak pinter-pinteran manjangin lane, bukan kayak mainnya gampang ketahuan gitu loh. Ya kan? Bener kan? Ya udah. Oke, itu aja teman-teman. Itu aja. Dok, chip gua kalau early pakai kondisinya gue sih pengennya langsung ngontenin sih teman-teman.
Like Arashi mentioned before, they don't have any enabler. So when Owen wants to open the map, no one can follow up Owen with a good CC.
So what's the purpose?
Yeah, what's the purpose?
Okay, so you think it was like a draft disconnect
Gara-gara
coming from
bukan
the team,
draft
or was it just
disconnect, gara-gara
execution from Alter Ego?
harusnya bukan open
Okay,
ke
we're gonna,
sana.
you know, take a look at
Harusnya
the highlights
ngumpet.
alongside our
Harusnya
discussion
ngumpet.
here.
Percaya
Is
gue
there
harusnya
maybe a
ngumpet.
moment that you guys want to point out?
Yeah.
Ayolah,
I think
makanya
over the course of the game, it's just,
didiskusikan
the
aja, gue
battle
terbuka
in the
banget,
tunnels,
Pak.
It's always super look
Lo nonton
all
PH,
behind
nih,
Nile,
lo
just
nonton
kicking them
PH,
because
dia
he's
ngumpet
not gonna be able
pasti
to
di
use
bus
much
yang
of
tadi
vision.
gue
I think
bilang.
Super Luke is one of the guys that needs to be shouted out, even though I think the MVP is gonna be different.
Coba
I
analisis
think
dari draft sampai
it is
menang
just super tough
gila.
when you're up against a Chow
Maksudnya
that
gimana
that
tuh?
knows
Kayak
what
tadi
to do
udah gue
when,
analisis
the
deh.
moment calls, and this is the MVP of the game.
Let's see. Oh, there you go. It's Moreno, player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Let's talk about this Valentina Brave Smite emblem, Starlium Scythe. Colios, what is going on?
So he need to use the Stardom side as like having this foul fam and reducing the cooldown, and of course the effect of the Arcane Shade will be really painful with the Starlium side, so he can play with the basic attack.
Yeah, especially when you have two frontliners from Alter Ego
Kenapa
side,
Hellosnya
which is
nggak
really hard
bikin
to poke down when you have
Winter
that basic attack enhanced
untuk jaga
towards the,
jangan gitu
ranging
dong,
powers?
Desperado.
It becomes
Nggak apa-apa tuh kayak nge-counter hero tuh kayak itemnya pakai one pakai Winter. Kalau dia ngepick Winter, Hellosnya nggak tebel dong. Dia boleh pakai Winter kalau itu opsi item terakhir. Item-item awalnya udah pasti item-item buat Hylos, Thunderbolt yang gitu-gitu. Kalau dia ngepick Winter, bonyok dia di awal. Kan permasalahan dia bukan digebukin cuma sama one. Tapi kan di permasalahannya masih ada apa? Masih ada Valentina, masih ada Suyo atau Soyu itulah. Ya. Masih banyak hero lain yang ganggu dia, nggak cuma one. Dan one-nya sebenarnya bukan jadi yang kayak ulti cepet kayak yang lo pikirkan normal tadi hitungannya. Jadi nggak perlu Winternya di akhir kalau mau kayak gitu. Ya, permasalahannya tadi bukan masalah item atau draft, tapi karena posisi Owen-nya yang ngikat boost langsung terlalu cepet. Karena posisinya Owen tuh bisa nahan boost di situ. Ya. Kesalahannya apa? Sebenarnya banyak kesalahan. Satu, ya, kesalahannya perang-perang di atasnya tadi, blundernya banyak. Ya. Banyak banget blundernya tadi, bukan banyak banget, maksudnya kayak hitungannya ada beberapa yang kayak perangnya tuh ya asal mau makan aja yang penting. Mindsetnya menurut gua kayak apa ya ngomongnya, kayak gini nih, kalau lu nonton ntar gua dibilang FOMO PH, tapi PH tuh contoh paling enak untuk dijelasin. Kalau lu nonton PH, lu yang jarang main aja ngerti mereka mau ngapain. Dapat gak? Karena gerakannya tuh smooth and accurate gitu, smooth dan juga objektif, kayak pengen tahu mau ngapain, dia mau ngapain, nggak dapet dia skip. Nah, selama ini kan kalian lihat tadi kan perang-perang yang unpredict, tiba-tiba menang, tiba-tiba kalah, gambling. Itu kayak secara perang masih gambling, ya udah kalah perang, kalah gambling, dimakan di atas. Dominonya mulai tuh, one-nya mulai main, Moskovnya yang jadi susah main. Nah, turun, dimain objek, ya tiba-tiba udah menang lagi, perang-perangnya dibalikin lagi kan, karena gambling tadi kan. Nah, cuman Setelah itu mati lagi, jadi kayak kepecah lagi. Setelah naik, dibikin turun lagi. Setelah naik, dibikin turun lagi, gitu terus. Akhirnya BTR yang kayak mainnya lebih tahan, lebih kiting ya, akhirnya bisa konsisten jaga goldnya. Kan lu lihat tadi, nonton sendiri kan. Nah, terus kesalahannya di bagian ini. Ya udah ya. Kalian masih mau nonton kan? Highlights-nya lucu, ya miskom. Highlights-nya lucu, miskom. Lucu-lucu aja nih, miskom bro. Itu miskom namanya, ya. Nggak bisa disalahkan juga. Ya udah, problemnya adalah mistake itu yang tadi kita bahas sebenarnya. Pede banget jalan sendiri Kumar. Niatnya baik. Di balik itu kita nggak cuma bahas bundernya doang, tapi kita juga harus bahas kayak tujuannya. Gini guys, motivasi dikit. Terkadang tujuan kita tuh baik, tapi pada saat menjalankan prosesnya itu tuh ada jatuh bangun. Yang orangnya tuh cuma jatuhnya doang. Padahal niat dia sebenarnya baik, buka map supaya nanti Moskov bisa clear. Cuman ya lawan lebih pintar juga. Ya makanya dari sini kita tahu lah, ya. Kita tahu mistake-mistake tersebut bisa jadi batu landasan buat kita berproses, teman-teman. Gak bisa kita salahin semua. Oke, cukup gak sih jadi ininya? Cukup gak sih khotbahnya? Udah, cukup. Cukup. Paham gak sih maksud gue? Niatnya baik, gak usah disalahin lah. Niatnya baik, tapi ya mistake itu terjadi karena yang tadi gue ngomong. Gue kalau ngomong objek aja, tapi gue gak mau hujat, ya. Tapi lucu juga sih, jujur. Musiknya kegedean dok. Oke. Ntar gue setelin. Musiknya kegedean dok. Oke. Ya. Nggak usah disalahin semua teman-teman ya. Nggak usah disalahin semua.
Turtle fight, the second turtle fight that he's getting zoned by the Hylos and also Nino.
Ini kembaran Agus ya? Siapa lagi Cok Agus? Banting HP gue tadi lihat Hylos. Gak boleh gitu ya. Masa banting HP ngeliat Hylos? Yaudah, gak apa-apa. Luapkan emosi kalian di komen, guys. Thank you follow-nya. Thank you follow-nya. Ya. Padahal AE harusnya menang draft ya, Dok. Secara draft team fight, AE lebih menang. Gue berani pegang. Early turtle juga yang megang mereka sebenarnya kalau perang team fight. Asalkan cowoknya bisa ditahan. Persyaratannya tadi. Persis kan kayak gue bilang kan. Bener gak? Kelas. Ya. Hylos lagi jogging. Mentang-mentang kakinya 4 dia larinya kemajuan ya. Aduh. Next gimana bang biar AE yang ini ya yang nggak bisa ngomong sekarang pak. Gini ya. Aduh. Dipikir kita dukun kali ya. Gini. Next draft BTR bisa menunjukkan draft yang beda. Secara draft mau dibilang win-win condition draftnya BTR sama AE itu menang BTR jauh, gak juga. Ya. Gue ngomong jujur aja nih. Secara draft seimbang, punya powernya masing-masing dan balance. Tapi yang terjadi adalah gimana yang ngomongnya ya? Ya ada beberapa kejadian tuh yang harusnya kayak perang yang nggak dilanjutin malah dilanjutin sama AE. Atau misalnya perangnya tuh kayak abis ngambil, mereka tahan, ya dihantam lagi. Kayak perangnya tuh kayak gini, BTR tuh nge-thread perangnya. Sedangkan AE itu bukan nge-thread, tapi kayak pengen hantem-hantem aja. Pengen, at least dia pick off di momen itu. Terus pengen menangin turtle. Makanya gameplaynya gak gampang kebaca, Pak, sebenarnya. Ya, kalau BTR, itu gameplaynya tadi masih kebaca. Karena memang tujuan draftnya seperti itu. Kalau AE implementasi draftnya sama cara mainnya lebih ganas cara mainnya, Pak. Gue ngomong jujur aja nih. Salah satu contohnya nih, kayak boost kebuka tadi nih. Kan udah persis gue jelasin ya. Gue juga ngomong nggak ngasal, ada datanya. Ya, kalian bahkan gue sampai coret-coretin kan possibility yang terjadi, dan bener kan kejadiannya. Kayak sebelum gue ngomong juga udah ngomong itu, terus setelahnya kejadiannya sama. Masa nggak percaya, Pak? Suntik juga nih. Ya. Terlalu banyak teori. Ya udah, nggak apa-apa. Yang penting teorinya dipakai, bro. Pakai buat nyari apapun. Yang penting gameplay, yang penting teorinya bisa kepake buat ke coaching. Coaching apa? Coaching klinik kemarin kan. Ya di Peparnas gitu-gitu. Banyak lah. Ya. Teori lu basic banget. Ih, teori basic. Ini lu gak ngerti jelasin ini nih. Jelasin bus ini. Tadi. Kocak. Siapa sih namanya? Kocak Adit. Kocak kamu. Keren dok, semangat terus. Ada orang Justin ilmu ngasih bakalan ada 2 respon poke bacot sama orang yang emang cari ilmu. Nah, itu bener banget. Lagu sedih lagi. Kecilin lagi ya. Teruntuk Adit. Mau kamu bilang teori saya tidak berguna? Mau dibilang cuma dokter-dokteran? Tapi kenyataannya Adit, teorinya dipakai, jasanya. Sampai kerjasama juga kemarin sama Garudaku, sama Peparnas. Terus juga ke MPL juga. Sempet ke Malaysia kan kemarin. At least teorinya bisa nyari uang, Dit. Ketimbang hujatan kamu. Kok lagunya gak cocok ya? Yaudah gak apa-apa. Ketimbang hujatan kamu yang tidak menghasilkan apa-apa, Adit. Jadi, tobat Adit. Saya minta mohon tobat Adit. Ya. Nah, cukup. Kenapa lagunya gak cocok ya? Sorry. BT anti unfold. Lagunya Avenge dong. Ini ntar ya lagunya ya. Gue izin ini gak sih? Gue izin konten dulu gak sih? Boleh gak? Boleh gak izin konten? Boleh gak sih izin konten dulu? Please. Ya. Gue izin konten dulu ya. Gas konten bang, oke. Udah dulu teman-teman.
from that moment because Key knows what to do. I think Purifies are there, Hylos and also Nino from that turtle fight because Key knows what super because you're right.
Able to overweight highs, put their buff of HP and can't really survive that front line. So I think high ground defense-wise, Alter Ego might have the upper hand. So Bigatron Alpha. I do agree with what Arashi says. I think high ground defense-wise, Alter Ego. Might have the upper hand. Can't really survive that front line, so I think high ground defense-wise, Alter Ego might have the upper hand. And so Bigatron Alpha, I do agree with what Arashi says. They're working on the clock, but Owen
will be caught. Does he have to win a crown is a big question. Now Super Luke displays away Moreno. Will pop in real inflation. That's it. Does he have to win a crown is a big question. Now Super Luke displays away Moreno. Will pop in real inflation. That's it. Though.
I do agree with what Arashi says. They're working on the clock, but Owen
will be caught. Does he have to win a crown is a big question. Now Super Luke displays away Moreno. Will pop in real inflation. That's explosion though. Over to the back, the real crossbow attack combo. Wow. Purified.
Oh my god, no way, yeah. Udah, balik.
Walking forward again.
Udah balik. Sorry.
Right, looking at the emblems, agility and tenacity for
Sorry, teman-teman.
Key allows him to roll around.
Lanjut lagi.
Level 1 or level 2 even, you can just shove someone out of position so early on. It's just
Nggak buram kan?
High is going for full defense, knowing that there's so much burst damage, so much aggression coming in from Bigatron.
Kok buram ya?
He can have enough time to stay alive, to kind of play the drawn out fight. Because again, with two fighters, you're the ones who want to fight to actually go the distance and allow the backline members to actually do their jobs. So we'll have to wait and see, man. Alter Ego, they're going with a very defensive approach, even though in theory, with the low Yi, they want to be the ones aggressing here.
Owen in defense, Owen looking for a full Nile. Swerve Alpha.
Key flickers out of that. Big flicker bursted or wasted here for the side of BTR.
Yeah. Look at the items. Previously, two warrior boots coming in from the Luo Yi, Roundel, and also Highs. They need that physical defense, that bit physical defense too. Really just while and deal with Bigatron Alpha's physical burst. The Feel Like Turtle getting for free for Nile.
As the pressure coming in from the jungle, from the EXP and the mid lane on the top side of the map, it's definitely too risky. Norena tries to try and rotate around, get something. Oh, look at this though.
A bit of a skirmish over. Superkin trying to go for a little bit of flank. It's gonna be him pinned down. Owen with a flicker, and Superkin will be compromised. First blood over to Heist.
Good proactive play with a diversion up top towards the purple buff. They corral and take down Superkin. That is a huge kill towards Highs.
Definitely an interesting play right there. It's the right idea, right? They go into the jungle of Bigatron, and when they don't find Superkin, they're like, okay, where could this guy be, right? This guy that wants to always be active on this side of the map. Maybe he's in our jungle, and they do spot him and chase him down. Look at this, Owen being targeted, but the Ruby, man, it's a pesky matchup when you're a Tigreal trying to find ways to be effective against a Ruby, right? That's the one advantage that Alter Ego kind of has. Try and deny all these divers, you know, maybe delaying them a bit with that Donut Wolf kick.
Roundel very low. This might be an assassination. Roundel way too overextended. I think Owen had info that Superkin was in that bush.
Yeah. And with the key down bottom of the river.
Resolusinya apa nih? Sabar. Izin stream. Izin ulang lagi.
Themselves for a total coming in at 40 seconds, and Highs will just clear down a bottom. Three players attacking, stolen diversion. They're gonna make a flank play right here.
Might actually read in perfectly into Niles. Pathing. They're maneuvering bottom lane. They finally, I think they see him. Nile spotted. No flicker. Glorious Pathway coming down now. Oh no, he hit the wall! The worst possible. Spear of Alpha happening here with Revitalize as well. Now the implosion to lock Owen down. A brilliant play. Secure them prio on the turtle.
A mini blunder there from the defensive Spear of Alpha, but Highs next in the chopping block.
Yes, Purify, but I don't think you can purify damage. They're just gonna all in him under the turret. Crossbow attack, unnecessary. They won't even go for the turtle. They're just gonna go for the gold underneath that turret. Luke taking a whole lot of damage. Aman still has crossbow attack. Now Key brought back again. Aman in the midst of it all needs one more weakness point, but will not be able to find it. Big blunder from inside of Bigatron Alpha as Alter Ego taking the advantage back.
They took that fight, and now they lose all control over the turtle, man. Alter Ego with a bit of a win. Man, good things come to those who wait, and Alter Ego, surprisingly, is looking like the more patient team as Nino
walks up. Owen with I'm Offended, quicker combo, Super Loot on the Glorious Pathway, Spear of Alpha to lock him down. To take that kill, Moreno steals the diversion away. Bigatron Alpha, they've lost that lead.
Oh, that lead that they had earlier. They were setting their eyes on the turtle, but then they overextended Alter Ego. They're able to turn it towards their favor, even getting that purple buff control, and even the turtle as well. Now diversion play again by Roundel, just to give Highs that space in the bottom lane.
All right, man, now a bit of a lull in the action. Once again, you can see that Bigatron Alpha trying to find their way around the map a bit more reliably, but Alter Ego with the built-in diversion that have to be stolen with the IMU. Able to actually find a lot more moments here. But look at this game fact by our new application, GoPay.
Among all MPL regions, Moreno is the only mid laner to achieve a Maniac. Not just once, but twice. Not even a few can do it. Moreno, he steps up on these big games. He was the game changer in game number 1, but the diversion play now looking for something. Nile might again be the same victim right here.
Oh, Implosion locks him down the Glorious Pathway as well. Great picks for BTR with the diversion.
The fact that they're able to find the jungle again and again, it's a great value. And because Bigotron are playing this dynamic style, Nino's kind of left alone. He's just a strong laner, the Phobias, that wants to kind of go and do it out. But since he's kind of left alone, you know, to just clear the waves, you can see he's falling behind you in the maneuverability. Bigotron, I guess, outmaneuvering Alter Ego, even though in theory, Alter Ego is supposed to be able to match this as well.
The items now, Thunderbolt completed for Nino, and even the Talisman for Roundo to give them an extra cooldown reduction. Anything in particular you see, Arash?
They're starting on the side once again, followed by most likely the glowing wand from Moreno.
Yeah.
It's a combo that's kind of working really well for him. And on top of that, you saw things, Supercan starting to build up some of the items. Not really at that maximum burst power spike just yet, but I think he's still willing to go in for the contest. Now he's 1 level down.
Turtle, half HP, Moreno dealing with the Amophenic. Key Implosion! Over to the back. Oh! Amophenic gonna be safe just now. As Nile goes with the but the combo is massive. Nino walks up forward, damage coming down. Nile will fall. Nino getting another stack of Infernal Pursuit over to Super Luke, who will not be able to survive. A hold up just a second. This horse is a tanky boy. Heis gets the kill. That's a 3 for 1. But Turtle over to BTR.
Not stopping here.
Moreno spots it, goes for the Terrify, flickers out. Iman walking up, now gonna be popped by the Infernal Pursuit. Nino decides against going in with the Infernal Pursuit. Bigotron disengages, Heis in the bottom lane, getting a free turret.
This is so valuable for Alter Ego. Look at Heis just spinning and gunning down that bottom side turret. They also able to collapse onto Bigotron Alpha on that little skirmish down bottom. But Key, with the conceal, looking for something, but no. Heis will just go away scot-free.
Bigotron, you're getting great engages, but afterwards, you gotta be a bit more aware of the composition. When you're against a Logi and a Phobius, you get grouped up together by the yin-yang effect, and then just bounced on by Nino, getting hit by all the damage coming in from Owen as well, you know, just all the AoE. You gotta be careful in the spacing, right? Initially, after the implosion, go get your burst damage out, and then spread apart, man. You can't stick around together when you're against a team like Alter Ego. Looking at the clear head-to-head here between Nile and Supercan, one of the highlighted matchups. Supercan definitely still has the edge, using that mobility and using the fact that Bigotron has been again and again using the diversion to target Nile in the jungle, right? Slowing down his farming speed. So even though in theory the Nolan and the Alpha has the same clear speed, Bigotron is getting an advantage there in the jungle department, but that can only last for so long. I mean, Nile has already caught up.
Only one completed by Moreno, and if you take a look at Nino, he has 6 assists out of 7 kills that Alter Ego has. Nino has been present for most of the 6 times they fought. You know, Super Luke might be the one to open the bush, but he might be caught.
I'm offended, used up already. Nino will go for Infernal Pursuit. Super Luke passing Revitalize. Moreno goes for a little bit of poke. Lord Pry over to BTR. Supercan dealing with the wave in the mid lane. But take a look at Heis. Busy, always on this Moskov.
Always on the split push, always on the segway play, looking to just open up the side lanes. And Iman will be the one to catch it. And this is the way they will attack Bigotron Alpha, who really responds to this to this Moskov. But
Owen flickers, Spear of Alpha. Already used up. Key now with the implosion as well. Bursting it down. Owen, wow. Didn't expect him to disappear like that. Bigotron's got burst.
They will work on the Lord though, Nino. This is free. Back off. This is free. For Bigotron Alpha, Alter Ego, they don't have anything to do with this. But Moskov will be up top, looking to get the turret. No, not even the turret. They get the Lord. And Bigotron Alpha, they grab everything they have.
Man, that's so good, man. The burst onto Owen. Like we said, the Ruby as well is a utility type of hero. She doesn't really inherit the tanky. And Iman, with that advantage, picks up the Wind of Nature. Still won't help him against Nino, against Nile as well with the true damage. That's definitely a great addition there when it comes down to those tricky outplay moments, considering how close Iman has been playing. He's been right next, up close and personal to the members of Alter Ego. Now with the Lord on their side, can they actually go for something here?
Glorious Pathway to the diversion as well. Oh! Implosion from Key! Finding to be great Purify. Spear of Alpha baited out. Key getting the shove on the 3 now. Supercan walking forward with Fracture Nile. Very low. will not be taken down. Now Iman walks forward, looking for all the weakness points. Will be able to find it. Iman gets the Inspire, but luckily, that's a winner crown. Nino low again with the assassination on the Fracture. Man, once the winner crown gets used up, they can't defend. Iman, wrong side of the base, pops into the nature. Gets out of the base. Risky plays from BTR.
Super Ken gets the Fracture and the passive from the turret pops. Thankfully they have that second life, that second win. But Vikatron Alpha, they're just running rampant and running it down against Ultra Ego. They lose Nino, they lose Highs. That was the perfect pincers movement coming in from Ultra Ego, rather from Vikatron Alpha.
I mean, dude, the fact that they were able to actually go in and out again and again, bait out resources from Ultra Ego was just so good. Now looking at the advantage here, 2.5k gold more or less for Super Ken, almost 1.5 for Moreno. Both of them in that previous fight dealt close to 10,000 damage on the hero that's essentially cooldown based. They're able to get in, get their damage out, hide away in safety, out of vision, and come back in. Ultra Ego, if they want any chance of winning this game, they have to find ways to force Vikatron Alpha to commit, the same way they did in the previous fight, where Ultra Ego were able to get all of the value. But with the adjustment from Vikatron, you're seeing it with how they position, with how they approach the fights, from two different angles, with starter timing. Ultra Ego are definitely struggling right here to get a right read. And
Info skor
even the
masih 0-1. Ya gue tadi kirain NF bang, enggak NF bu, kan tadi burik. Gue nonton dulu tadi pak, kalau nggak ini susah. Kecuali ada Clipper, gue nggak perlu konten.
Alpha just waiting for the momentum to catch Ultra Ego. Ultra Ego is just caged in their base. They don't have control of their own jungle. They don't even have control of the side lanes as well. Now then the question becomes, how does Ultra Ego really play this out? Will they play the base defense scenario?
I think the base defense scenario isn't as good as it was in game number 1. Now they have to find ways to kind of catch Vikatron Alpha in a combo, right? Group them together.
Tadi bagus banget kontennya sebenarnya.
But Vikatron, look at that setup, dude. Gathering on the far side of the map, away from the Lord, to ensure that Highs does not have a safe time to really go for the sideline push. Now they see both the Loyi and the Moskov. Vikatron Alpha are going to try and force them to try and make a move, and they have done it.
Look at Moreno. He spotted the diversion. He spotted Moskov now in the mid lane, clearing out the wave. Vikatron Alpha with the Prio Key. Walking up forward now with the Spear of Alpha. He will not be able to find him with a crown. He's up. SOD Super Ken winning out the Red Tree battle as Nile will be locked down now with the crossbow Tang as well. Super Ken getting out. Crossbow Tang not getting rid of it. Memana popped through the nature as Nino jumps for the pursuit. Luke for Nile, but the Lord again goes to the hands of BTR.
Kalah lagi tiba-tiba. Tapi match tadi bagus banget guys. Itu yuk, bagus lah infonya.
Moreno walks up forward, goes in high. From Super Ken. Nino with the infinite pursuit, chasing Super Ken down. He should be taken out, but no, he gets out. Iman baits in for the pursuit towards his side. Gets all the weakness points. Doesn't have the crossbow attack. Now the defended, but Iman will be shut down. Moreno gets the trade over. Owen with a flicker forward, backwards rather. Now as the Lord has taken the base turret. I don't know if that was worth it. Ultra Ego fought when the Lord was up. Owen getting caught by the Fracture. Moreno moving forward. The zone over. BTR 6,000 gold ahead. That is match point 2-0.
Nail in the coffin in the last
Katanya sih
they were able to match it out in the Lord pit.
Ada yang bilang BTR pasti bisa dikalahkan oleh AE. Katanya sih gitu ya. Season ini masuk playoff, mode playoff bakal berubah. Sip. Sip dulu nggak sih? Mode playoff AE nggak usah ditanya lagi, bos. Bos, apalah itu lah.
In a action-packed, team-fight heavy game. But in the end, Vikatron Alpha found the better adjustments, the better composition.
Oke, tapi kita nggak boleh meremehkan, teman-teman. 2-0 itu belum tentu menang. Bisa dibalikin jadi 3-2. Ya. Tapi kalau kayak apa tadi mainnya nggak yakin sih.
In the building, in El Dorado. They're playing it so clean. They're playing it in a systematic way, not giving Ultra Ego the chance to really fight back and hit back. And even in some moments where Vikatron Alpha might look like they lose their grip on the game, they're able to give birth into moments like that. Either it's a key implosion, either it's a Moreno movement coming in. Ultra Ego are just caged And now what do? Game number 3 will be the last, or possibly the last game that Alter Ego might play in the season.
They're overthinking it. Alter Ego are hard. Like, they're literally they're overthinking it in the drafts. I understand that the X-Work is a big problem, especially if you go Gatot Edith, but if you want Prio, at least you'll get that, right? Here in the comp, it's kind of a mix.
Tiga
They
kata
want to do
lucu, I want to
everything,
play
and
off.
in the end, they couldn't do anything.
Just too much.
Nggak boleh.
Jack of all trades,
Nggak boleh.
master of none,
Gue belum tahu lagi nih kesalnya
Alter Ego
apa.
just isn't that kind of
Terlalu
team
cepet bro.
that function with
Match-nya
flexible
lebih cepet
style.
dibandingkan
Almost
gue
been a more
ngedit.
headstrong type of gameplay.
Moreno used the diversion more than
Tapi
Alter
iya lagi, bener. Match-nya tuh lebih cepet dibandingin gue edit tuh. Gue ngedit lebih lama, Pak. Gak bohong.
As well. Victor were able to actually guide the course of the game so far away from the
Gue ngedit selesai. Match-nya udah selesai, sumpah. Gue udah pikir-pikir iya ya.
Back to the panelists to give their thoughts on this game.
Bro, ini match tercepat. Gue ngedit selesai, match-nya selesai. Gue tadi ngilang bentar kayaknya ya.
Thank you so much, casters, for game number 2 and
Aduh,
match point
aduh
2
banget.
for Victron Alpha right now in our 3rd Chaos Derby of the season. Colis, let's start with you.
Match-nya.
How did you think that was?
I don't see any.
Match apa yuk? Yang secepat match apa yang secepat orang ngedit?
Niall, one of the best.
Ayo match apa guys?
I don't.
Gue nggak gimmick anjir. Gue tadi kan ngedit ya, gue bentar ya, gue bilang bentar ya, gue ngedit. Gue pause video selesai, matchnya selesai.
So it was a different start to game number 1 for game number 2. But do you agree with this still? Alpha still a problem?
I think right now, yes, they have to change gears. They have to change the
Aduh.
whole plan, man. Because Alpha first pick for Nile is just not it for me, at least. And one thing that I really don't like is just the Phobius, the way he used. And it's not really Nino's fault as well because he's on against.
Coba kita cek dulu. Ada yang bisa di-review nggak?
Phobius just jumping around in the,
Ada yang bisa di-review nggak? Kita lihat ada yang bisa di-review nggak?
This is not the case in this game. His capabilities is very limited. The fact that he used Winter Crown on second item is already very worrying.
Gua tadi habis ngedit video Pak, ngedit video selesai macam.
Deal with Victron Alpha.
Secara draft. Perang 3-2, yang mana menit berapa tuh? 1-1 lagi, Valen, Tigreal, Hylos, Nolan.
Knowing that there's so much.
Kalau gebuk nggak juga sih. Gak, secara ini nggak gimana banget lah, nggak aneh lah.
Key flickers out of that. Big flicker.
Alpha buat 1-1, Pove 1-1, Moskov juga bisa 1-1, Loi juga bisa 1-1. Oke lah ini.
Bursted or wasted.
Valen juga. Ini nggak masalah sih. Secara draft gameplay ini pasti gameplay lagi. Ini pasti gameplay lagi udah, nanya gameplay lagi. Ini kapan ya? Sembari catat ya teman-teman ya. Sembari record ya. Gue kontennya setelah live aja kali ya. Aduh, gue tuh pengen cepet-cepetan. Biar dipikir gue nggak kopas kok. Padahal gue nge-live di sini. Orang-orang aja yang egois pak. Sama ini apa? Sama suka nge-ban. Gue live di sini loh pak. Sembari ngejelasin. Menit berapa tepatnya? Coba.
Damage coming in from Owen as well, you know, just all the AoE. You gotta be careful in the space, right? Initially, after the implosion, go get your burst damage. out and then spread apart, man. You can't stick around together when you're against a team like Alter. Looking at the player head-to-head here. Has been again and again using the diversion to target Niall in the jungle. Right, slowing down his farming speed. So even though in theory the Nolan and the Alpha has the same clear speed.
Kayak Rondo nggak mau coba buka ulti apa?
In the jungle department, but that can only last for so long. I mean, Niall has already caught up.
Udah nggak ada. Santai Wen, nggak usah dibuka lagi Wen.
If you take a look at Nino, he has 6 assists out of 7 kills that Alter Ego has. Nino has been present for most of the 6 times they fought. Now Super Luke might be the one to open the bush, but he
Oke, Moskov di atas.
might be caught.
Sabar kiting Pak, Moskov di atas. Pok aja, pok aja. Stop.
Moreno goes for a little bit of poke. Lord Prime over to BTR. Super Ken dealing with the wave in the mid lane.
Lagi dong.
Busy always on this Moskov.
Terlalu fast, Pak.
Push always on the segway play, looking to just open up this side
Oke,
lanes.
kan Moskovnya udah manjangin.
Man will be the one to catch it. And this
Moskovnya
is
udah manjangin atas
the
nih,
way
udah
they
bagus
will
dong.
distract Megatron.
Perangnya
Alpha
berani
really
dong.
responds to this, Murray.
One kan udah kelihatan nih. Majuin ya, udah mulai maju nih. Udah mulai beraniin. Pok tapi ingat, nggak ada Moskov.
Oh, flickers. Spear of Alpha.
Santai Pak.
Already used. Stop key now with the implosion
Oke.
as well. Bursting it down.
Aduh, ultinya nggak kena lagi.
Owen. What? Ow. Didn't expect him to disappear like that.
Rugi dong. Yang lo ambil. Aduh, kenapa KYY-nya yang diambil? Aduh. Bro ngambil KYY di saat KYY lagi pakai Tigreal. Beda gold cuma 120. Dari sekian banyak hero, ulti KYY langsung, bro. Kenapa KYY yang diambil ya, anjir? Itu kenapa KYY yang lu tarik? Aduh, kenapa lu buka bus tarik KYY? Oh. Ya bonyok dong. Kan sebenarnya dia bisa buka pakai skill 1 ya? Ya nggak sih? Ini kondisinya nggak ada dealer damage juga, bro. Dia ulti langsung ulti KYY gitu. Terus kayak udah ketarik sampai situ ya hantem aja nggak sih? Udah kalah ini. Terus gunanya Wei ini buat apa nih kalau misalnya posisinya sama aja kayak cuma dipakai ultinya pas momen gini? Ya nggak sih? Ya nggak sih? Momennya sebenarnya bisa dia pakai ulti loh dari sini. Buat lari ke belakang kek, entah kemana kek. Oke lah kalau nggak dipakai ultinya, at least tapi bukan begini sih. Iya loh, ini nggak teori sama sekali loh, jarang teori loh kalau juga lihat. Kesempatan ada loh. Oke lah, pilihannya satu, kalau ini nggak mau buka, kenapa langsung narik ke sini gitu. Kan kalau bus ini udah pasti ada orang kan. Momen ini ketarik, didorong, selesai udah. Ya salah buka lagi nih. Tapi bener gak? Iya kan? Gak harus ditarik kan? Dipakai skill 1 juga bisa kan? Walk dulu, ya nggak? Ya nggak? Kan dia juga nggak tahu siapa yang tengah. Dan yang pasti nggak mungkin mid-nya, nggak mungkin junglernya. Paling yang pasti di sini ROM-nya, di sini pasti XP-nya, kalau nggak di sini XP-nya, kalau nggak di sini ROM-nya. Pasti kan begitu kan? Ya nggak? Dia buang semua swords, Pak. Dia buang semua swords untuk satu front line. Padahal front line-nya di sini beda god sekian nih, gue kasih tahu ya. Terserah dah lu percaya nggak percaya dah, lu pakai ilmunya nih. Tapi nih, god beda 450 ya. Dan itu dia plus lagi lawannya. Lu jangan berharap bisa getok si front line tuh 1 kali, 2 kali, 3 kali hit. Bakal jangka panjang pasti. Karena godnya aja sama, bahkan lebih rugi. Yang lu tarik itu Tigreal, bro. Notabene hero-nya secara dura lebih sustain ketimbang Ruby, Pak, buat nahan damage. Kalau Ruby kan lebih sustain gara-gara ada spell fam-nya. Nah, ini Tigreal nih secara dura lebih tinggi. Ditarik dong, Pak. Bang, tapi kan dia nggak gampang narik super can, dia nggak gampang narik valen ya. Justru itu nggak usah ditarik dulu, disimpan aja. Tunggu ada momennya, bukan momen ini. 2. Gua rasa logo di sini. Sebenarnya dia bisa pakai trik buka map loh di sini. Buka map apa buka ulti maksud gua. Yang user ROI udah pasti tahu lah, kasih tahu gua aja deh kalau kalian lebih paham. Maksudnya kayak gimana ya jelasinnya? At least coba, Pak, gerakan ketimbang ultinya nggak dipakai sama sekali. Kan jaraknya panjang ya. Jaraknya tuh bisa sampai sini. Ya udahlah, kalau Roy yang itu 50-50 lah. Ya, masih tahu nggak tahu karena kita nggak tahu di kejadiannya, jadi nggak bisa bilang itu. Tapi kalau Ruby gue udah berani jamin. Kalau Ruby nggak bisa ditoleran nah yang tadi. Kalau Heist secara mindset gak salah. Gue nggak bisa nyalain Moskovnya di sini karena memang Moskov ya mainnya gitu. Dia berharap dari tombaknya. Dan dia udah mancing one-one-nya ke atas. Sebenarnya setelah dia ikut juga bisa atau enggak ya dia tombaknya mesti kena. Sial aja lagi shit happen mekanik lah. Permasalahannya kan di Ruby, Pak. Kalau Ruby-nya tadi nggak kayak gitu, nggak kayak gini ceritanya. Serius deh pegang kata gue. Udah lah, langsung aja ke live lah.
Just ended and we kind of lack match.
Oh yeah.
That's probably the case. We have 9 teams now. Do they have 9 or 8?
I don't know.
I forgot to.
I have to ask Mirko. Mirko, how many teams do MPLPH have? 8? Okay. Well, there you
8 teams.
Thank you, Mirko.
But I just
Always
love,
there.
I love the playoffs right now, man. Because like, usually over the last few seasons, we gotta have to delude ourselves that Onyx not gonna win.
Kenapa harus Moskov dong? Karena Moskov itu ya memang hero-nya powernya di solo manjangin kan?
Yeah, for sure.
Atau duo manjangin kan? Emang powernya di sana.
Wow.
Dipakai buat mancing lawan atau enggak ngerapin lane.
So you're calling all Geek fan fans delusional.
Tapi di momen itu juga sebenarnya dia udah cukup maafin kan juga nggak apa-apa. Tapi kalaupun dia tetap di situ nggak masalah karena memang kegunaannya benar kayak gitu.
last
week.
few
Ultinya lagi nggak kena ya
matches
shit
that they were
happen.
in.
Ngerti nggak?
I think it's going to be close.
Maksudnya kayak ya
but I
itu
don't think
mekanik.
Geek can take
Itu
this.
lagi
But
nggak
let's ask the
dapet
audience.
aja,
What
nggak
do
bisa
you guys
disalahin.
think? How can Alpha
Kalau
Eagle
yang kayak
come back
tadi
from this?
Ruby
Because
itu
again,
kan ada momen dimana
they're
lo
at
bisa
match
nahan
point right
dulu,
now.
itu
They
kan
lose
bukan
one
mekanik,
more
tapi
game,
yang gue
and
selalu
it's
permasalahkan
goodbye
tuh
to
bukan
Alter
mekanik
Ego
ya.
in
Gue
the
nggak pernah
playoffs.
nyalain mekanik
It looks
player
like
karena gue ngerasa
56%
player
give
tuh
Nile
jauh
an
lebih paham
assassin,
mekanik atau
29%
mikro.
pressure the
Mekanik lah
Eman
terutama.
win, and
Kita coach
50%
di sini
ban keys
mempercayakan
to Hero.
mekanik
So
itu ke
we
lu.
still don't think
Yang
that
kita ajarin
bounty
adalah
run was a
positioning,
problem.
poknya dan lain sebagainya. Nah, yang gue perjelas
Because
ini
it's
makro, Pak.
I think if you want to
Harusnya
ban
lo tahu di
Valentina
situ
in this
romer
competition,
itu ada
Yeah.
atau enggak
like,
XP minimal.
we already
Selalu
know that
boost tengah itu atau
Nile
boost
is
L tuh
like
pasti
the
ada orang
carrier
front line
of
kalau
Alter
misalnya
Ego
backline-nya nggak
when
ketemu.
he's using assassins.
Paham
That's
nggak?
why we didn't
Nggak
see
ada
Nile carrying
namanya
the team.
strategi
On the first game,
formasi
the second game.
tiba-tiba
I think
front
it
line-nya
might be
tuh
the
di belakang,
answer, but,
backline-nya
how
di
about the
depan tuh
others,
nggak ada.
synergy?
Itu udah
Like,
mindset
the other
basic
heroes,
dari
like,
makro
are
MOBA.
Owen gonna
Ya udah
have
pasti
a
yang
cover
depan
heroes
kalau
and
misalnya
everything,
masih missing, yang
Nile
pasti lo tarik
itself
itu kemungkinan
cannot
front
make
line,
the
nggak mungkin
Alter Ego
backline.
won the game number 3.
Jadi nggak usah bisa
Here's stuff,
nggak
man.
bisa
It's
ngasal
more
narik,
comfortable,
Pak.
right? Big Turn Alpha, I just realized in game number 1 and game
Ya
number
pasti
2,
front line.
3 picks are the same.
Kau diajarin sama kelas dokter MLB
So
dia
they
pasti
don't really
front line
need to
yang
change
depan.
anything in game number 3 if it's still working.
Is it ego pick?
The famous, Mirko quote. If it ain't,
That's broke.
we have to. Anyway, in terms of picks, right? We do see again Alter Ego have opted for first pick. Do you think that they should
Udah
make any
logik, Pak. Lu
changes
pro
in the
player, harusnya lu
bans
tahu.
for the first phase?
Gua aja yang
Alter
dibilang
Ego.
cuman dokter-dokteran aja
Because
tahu.
the first pick, I think Bigatron didn't want to let Suyo go loose. But
Iya nggak?
for the first pick, I love
Basic
the idea
kan?
when Aetherna said that
Tapi masih
Link
salahnya di
might be
situ
the good
kan,
option
bener
for
nggak?
Nile. So because it might be their
Ih,
last game, so go for it.
Yang gua ngomongin
They feel
ngomongan apa
comfortable.
adanya, Pak. Lu
guess
tahu,
you
lu
have to
pada semua
really
tahu
rely
pasti.
on
Setuju
Miles
nggak sama
to
gua?
see.
Nggak mungkin lah.
That's
Orang
where he
gua
shines
ngomongin
the most,
pakai
not on this alpha picks,
knowledge
but he's getting bullied over
MOBA,
and over again in
anjay,
battles.
bukan
You
knowledge
have
gua
to
sendiri,
actually
knowledge MOBA itu.
move bodies instead of take
MOBA,
turtles.
MOBA.
So let's see
Bukan
whether
konsep
or not
MOBA,
Nile will
konsep semua
shine
game
in
lah.
game number
Yang namanya
3
front line
as
itu
we
pasti
get into the
depan.
draft
Oh
phase,
no.
ladies
Setiap
and
perang.
Oh no. Okay.
By our official term, it's smartphone, Samsung Galaxy
Sepi gini, Wak.
S24
Tadi habis konten, Pak.
Alter Ego go for the Harith. This is very similar bans, except the Wanwan does get banned out here by Alter Ego. We're waiting on that first pick. And it's Jushin. Jushin was let go.
Zuxin dong.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, so right now I think we're
Kira one-one-nya di ban.
on the third pick.
Ngerepotin.
What's gonna be the option here for them in this case?
One-one,
Kapkata is still
Matil,
open, Either is still open,
Harith.
so a lot of flex and also a lot of sustainability
Wah,
against this
Eman
Jushin.
yang di ban semua bandnya, hero-nya.
The route here.
Dapat dong di
They
high
can
loss.
pick so many heroes right now. Suyo is still open too.
No.
Suyo's banned.
banned.
High loss
Oh
kali kah?
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, 2 bans for Mr. Nile Man,
Ini
right?
kebuka banget
Fanny
sih.
as well as the Suyo.
High loss
And
kali,
again,
Pak.
Suxin is, I think,
Atau
it's
High
a
loss
tricky
Nolan.
one if they want to use the frontline heroes like
Lagi.
Suxin can easily like
High loss
easily
kali,
like
high loss
player
Nolan dia pas. High lossnya ngerepotin
back.
tuh.
Yeah, I agree. Jushin is a very
Again and
strong
again.
hero, I would say, against
Give it applause to
jungler.
high loss
So,
VTR
Bigatron
and
wanna bet
Nolan
on
atau
that, they
Khalid.
don't. They go for the Nolan and the Hylos once again. Alter Ego, are you gonna bring out the assassins here? Maybe last pick.
I think Ling would be great here because Bura is presumably gonna pick Yeef here and that is a really bad pick against a Ling. And right now, Pixel Alpha is
Ayo,
playing
apa?
Alter Ego's
Main
game, the first
edit.
game, the Yeef and Hylos, presumably too. But I don't know
Kalau
if
nggak
Bura
edit
will
apa lagi,
go that
paling
route,
ngapain
because that's
edit.
usually the route that every coach has taken.
Kayak edit
in the
Khalid
regular season
seru
so
sih
far.
nih.
And I believe Yeef against Azushin, the win rate is still 100% on towards Yeef in the regular
Alpha
season.
lagi nggak
But
sih?
I don't know if there have been changes
Alpha
from
edit,
the last update, but
edit Alpha, edit
if I'm not
Khalid.
mistaken, Nolan does well against the Ling.
Harusnya
So
edit
that Nolan
Alpha,
pick
edit Khalid
essentially
dah.
denied
No.
the Ling pick away from
Mahal.
Alter Ego. Or was it the other way around?
Yeah, the way around. Because it's
Was.
very hard for you to get away from.
Well,
Bro, bener semua gini, bro.
either way,
Another Alpha.
Edith and Alpha once again.
Another alpha for Nile.
Yeef.
I think
Nggak usah banyak bicara kita. Udah pasti. Hero jangkauan luas sih kayak Yeef nih lagi mahal. Lihat sekarang.
It's the best matchup against the Duke.
MM-nya dong.
We need to see for the gold lane
Harith
because
udah di-ban ya?
most of the gold laners are gonna facing a hard
Cloud
time
gak sih?
facing against you.
So you might
Kecuali
wanna
si Wura yang ngambil
put
Cloud.
some emphasis towards the
Kalau nggak,
mobility of
Cloudnya
the
di-ban.
gold laners. Right now, the 1-1 is already banned, the Harith is already banned. The only option that offers
One
mobility is the club.
kan udah ban, Mati udah ban Harit.
Apa?
Oh, Gatot. Oke,
Also in
Gatot.
this meta, as Buraf bans the
Iya,
Gatot.
masih ada ya.
Oh man, this
Yeah.
is a tough one.
So what are our options, right? Because most of the marksmen that we see in this current meta, they're
Tigreal,
very short
Tigreal
range.
respect.
I think Claude does make sense against the Yi.
Alpha emang lagi oke
because
kok.
he can just enter
Okay,
using the
let's
battle
go.
mirror image and
Okay,
do the
XP
blasting
lagi yang
duet.
dikunci.
But I really don't understand of Alter Ego's draft during this playoff or during this
Cloud?
match because Bigatron is like letting
Lu mau ngambil apa
Gatot
nih MM-nya?
it's the power pick for Owen and Nile is
Tigreal atau
using
ban lagi nih?
Alpha.
Hero XP
I
lah.
think maybe they have some plan but it didn't work on the first and the
Khalid?
second game.
Khalid masih ada udah.
That might be the case. Buraf bans the Phobius.
Dia masih ada Khalid sih, gua kasih tahu aja.
He doesn't have that XP laner just yet because if they actually pick it too, it's gonna be bad for them because Edith and
Cho,
Alpha is a
oke.
really bad matchup.
Possibility Cho juga bisa.
And I like that
Oh, nggak
the
Cho
bans
ya?
from Alter Ego the second phase.
Kenapa nggak mau coba Khalid ya?
Gave you a lot of trouble
Masih
in
enak
game
loh.
number 1 and game number 2, especially in the objective setup.
Matrix.
This is going to be a Beatrix for Emma.
Alpha, Edit,
Oh,
Zuxin,
man, so
Cloud
we
nggak
can
sih?
Kinda assume it's
Nggak
gonna be
usah.
a set
Ini enak nih
hero
Cloud sebenarnya.
for Bura.
Wait,
For
what if
Yi.
this
Go
Hyros
out?
goes into the EXP lane
I think EXP.
and then we see a roam pick here
Like
for Ki?
Aja.
Kaja,
Bisa
Franco,
Nathan juga bisa
honestly.
sih. Tapi
Kaca
kalau
Matrix
Nathan,
might be a good
romernya
option.
mesti Kufra.
What about Atlas?
Oh.
Kalau
I love the
Kufra,
I
romer
not
terbaiknya.
really a fan.
Kalau nggak,
we need to
Queen.
wait,
Buat
the
balancein sama
the
Beatrix
heroes,
ya.
I think.
Okay.
Nathan, Cloud,
Predictions.
Beatrix.
Last two picks for
Satu
Alter
lagi
Ego.
romernya
So right now they need a
tebal.
gold laner and
Possibility
also
kayak
gold
bisa
slash EXP laner
Kufra deh.
that can kinda dive towards the deep
Atau XP ya?
Beatrix. Oh,
Oh,
man.
Bennett.
Hey, Benedettan
It
is
comes
no.
out!
The type.
Yeah.
Salah
We were
semua.
talking about it!
Enak aja.
Benedettan, you know, and Clint for high ground heroes. But
Bennett.
like obviously.
Khalid gak sih bro? Aduh, sumpah enak sih.
Chiffen.
Gak bohong,
Man,
draftnya
I'm
juga enak
so-
Khalid ini.
This Clint,
Atau
man,
enggak,
I know it's
Ruby
good
lah.
in the lane against Beatrix,
Khalid
it's
Ruby
good
lah.
against anyone. But when you look at the bigger
Khalid
picture,
sih gue sih.
it is going to be a tough game. You have a dive hero in Nolan. You have
Khalid,
pretty much
Ruby,
anything.
Arnold, paling
You
tiga
really
itu
cannot
lagi.
ignore in Hylos and also the long range
Khalid
artillery
enak, Pak.
in this year.
Khalid enak serius
And it's
draft
going
ini.
to be that
Draft kanan,
Ruby to top it all
rusuhnya
off,
enak banget itu.
which this might be in EXP Ruby, knowing that it's Benedetta EXP, it does well against it.
Khalid enak, nanti gue kasih tahu kenapa. Ada
Is
kombonya.
Luke's favorite hero.
Mirip Age,
Oh,
salah
is that a
semua.
counter in the EXP lane?
I-
So Alter Ego
Khalid
are
di
only
situ
holding
gamenya.
the Clint
ROI-nya bisa
gold
menang
lane as
banget.
their strong lane.
Kombonya sama Halo sama
Benedetta
Yi.
tank, I don't think it's really that much of a problem, especially if you
Tapi
took
ya,
the Revitalize,
kalau
because
dia
it can
pikiran
take some
lain
damage,
palingnya
you can
Ruby
actually
Arnold
clear
kan
the
selalu
lane
gitu.
faster than a Ruby, so I don't think that's gonna be much of a problem for Nino.
And don't
Alright.
forget that Benedetta can distract them.
Yeah.
Okay, match point. Goliath, who you holding?
Alter Ego.
Alter Ego. Sheffin?
I mean, at this point,
Salah semua. Tadi kiri bener ya, kanan bener ya.
Alright, ladies and
Terus gue kasih
gentlemen,
opsi ya.
things are
Dibilang
getting
salah
more
semua.
intense than
Suntik
ever.
juga
One
nih.
more possibility, one more chance. We're gonna throw it over to the
Datang-datang udah
casters.
ngomong salah semua aja.
Game number 3 in this
Bener-bener pak. Kanan yang ngambil Khalid. Enak.
One chance.
Tapi kalau udah
There
ngambil
might end
Arrow
right
to Ruby
here.
ya
Will
udah
they be
lah.
unmasked? Or will they prevail to force a game number 4 Alter Ego everything?
Ruby ya paling buat tahan Bennett-nya pak.
Man, we were
Sama
seeing a lot of picks
Alpha-nya.
coming through there. The
Tapi
Atlas
kalau main
with that
Khalid
shit
bakal
over.
agre.
I thought for sure after seeing the Clint, they
Hyrosnya
faded
bakal bisa.
eyes into picking someone that can't go for the Purify.
Apa
We were all
karena-
screaming, Atlas. No, we won't get the
Ini ya,
Atlas. Keep
apa
on
karena
the horse.
makronya udah gampang kebaca ya, makro
We're
play
not
Khalid
used to
ya?
seeing in the regular season.
Yeah, interesting picks as well. Nino with the signature, Benedetta. But this time around, the build, I think, will be much more defensive like we saw from
Lagi dan
MPLSG,
lagi,
the hands of
MPL-nya
Diablo,
ditiru,
or the
MPL
Emblem
siapa?
Star
MPL
Rush. What do you think
Singapura
about
sekarang.
this?
Master Assassin for both gold laners. They definitely want to go toe-to-toe there. And on the side of the junglers, it's going to be the Season Hunter. It's going to be a...
Menangin dah, ya gue lebih lama nge-live-nya.
Damage, good.
Dan kalau bisa nanti gue
in the jungle,
mau
if you wanna
ngontenin
spam all those
Bennett
spells. I think
Revitalize-nya
Decisive
nih.
is on the side of Alter Ego, man. Especially having the Sushin in the mid lane. You want to make sure that... they
Oke,
have
secara
quality,
draft
look at
enakan
the
mana?
reaction.
The flicker reaction time, more
Secara
prediction
draft
actually,
sih,
you know.
kalau
Just,
gue
for
bilang
the
perang
Edith.
turtle kanan
Now,
ya.
Getting a lot of prio, everybody rotating mid.
Yeah, mid is the main focal point. The
Secara
epicentrum of
secara
everything.
draft perang turtle-nya nih.
Teams in the first few
Tapi
minutes
kita
of the
lihat,
game, and
kiri
now
enak po.
Beatrix against Clint. What do you think about this lane?
Beatrice against Clint. Yeah, Clint definitely has a more trade advantage.
Setuju nggak kalau
But Beatrice
lawan
has
kuda hitam?
a lot more ways to kind of change the lane dynamic, switch up the weapons, go for
Emang
poke,
hero
go
bagus
for a
cuy,
quick
kayak
wave
bukan kuda
clear.
hitam deh,
And
emang
when it
hero
comes down
bagus.
to it, there's still
3-0
option for
nih.
Bigatron to just allow that lane to just get cleared again and again, and that way the
XP
Clint
yang
can't
tengah,
really abuse that strong early
itu yang
game
bawah.
to try and shut down Eman. The mid lane though is where you have to keep your eyes on, because this is the Chushin that's been so oppressive, especially after the
Udah nggak
changes,
usah
right? No
ngurus
mana
lagi.
cost
Ruby,
on a Mantle
Ruby,
player, and
nggak
using
usah
that
urus
also
lagi Ruby. Ya elah.
Prio here.
Way more prio. He would just take up the damage, pops in revitalize, Spear of Alpha, they're all gonna combo down, Heat taken down, first blood over
Terlalu
the
lama ngurus ini wave minion ya.
Weird interaction with the I'm offended dash. Yeah, but Super Ken is staying busy. We'll use a retribution to go for the steal on the purple buff.
Itu giftnya kenapa tau kalau
just gets poked by Highs.
Super can counter jungles, get something out of nothing. Thankfully though, but for Ultra Ego, they have the advantages on both sides, the kills.
Apa komunikasinya nggak mau tertawa kali ya, makanya nggak buru-buru setup ya. Sayang banget udah level 4 tapi nggak setup.
Kind of played slow here. As long as Bigatron don't commit and go into the range of the Tsushin, they can keep just poking and harassing. Right, that's the advantage they have right here with all the slows, especially the combo coming in with the Glover's Pathway and the slows from the Void Crystals of the Eve. Man, that is a slow field of area that all Trigger have to try and walk through. Right, but look at the Super Luke.
Flickers out of the Lantern Flare. Super Ken with the retry.
Interesting. Blown away spell by Super Luke, that might be much crucial in the coming minutes because they will try to collapse onto the players of Bigatron Alpha, Ultra Ego, though they're taking their time, like how Arashi mentioned. They really want to be able to scale slowly.
Malah nggak enak kalau lawan siapa.
But again, on the way bot side though, Super Luke.
No flicker for Luke. Might go for the Spear of Alpha, actually does
Gini.
get it. Super Luke in the midst of it all, caught Nile. Picks up the kill, a good gank over.
Nolan tuh nggak enak kalau lo kan Nolan ini kan jungler ya, berarti kan lo harus pikirin targetingnya dong. Dia paling nggak suka kalau ketemu roamer yang CC-nya gampang nge-CC dia. Hylos nggak suka dia. Kalau mid, Nolan tuh paling nggak suka ketemu Valen juga kurang dia. Terus kalau MM, Moskov kok nge-herit.
No final blow. Team fight, Bigatron Alpha looking strong in the turtle. Super Luke rotating already. Has that defender. Owen! Or Shadow Flaker now finding the onward as well. Now it's going to be full collapse. Moreno will be reflected. Nile caught again, and Super Ken claims the double. And no turtle. It's just a double. Sheriff Highs is on the case.
It's high noon. But for everybody, it is going to be a slaughter. Nino looking for the 1v1 towards Super Luke.
Percaya nggak di sini Ninonya nggak mati atau matinya dikit, tapi timnya tetap kalah. Nggak kuat ngangkat Bennettnya.
Unfortunately for Bigatron, they're unable to get anything in the middle of the map because of the wave
clear
coming in from the
Bennett yang
Benedetta. This tank
posisi
build,
lagi kalah,
Revitas
lama-lama orang
Benedetta
juga
is definitely a nice pick. You know,
megang
it's quite flexible,
megang
but Super Ken.
item nggak kerasa deh.
Nope. Beacon Super Ken taken out. Roundel with a Crimson Beacon, able to just go in there and get him.
A lot of good chase for all Trigo, man. This is the problem. Bigatron Alpha now against spammable, overwhelming crowd control. They kind of have to play it a bit safer here, especially with Moreno being on a Eve as well. He's not the same mobile, dangerous kind of mid laner that he was like on the Valentina. Now it's Nino that's being flashy, being in and out. So with Nile being on the Alpha, can Nino pick up the slack and use all that mobility and flashiness to try and get something? Looking at the items, have to see he's completed 4 highs, so definitely a lot of burst damage potential. But with the BOD completed, Eman will be doing a lot of burst damage. And if all three don't space out properly in the fights, a big Bandit's Rage or Nibiru's Passion is going to shred through the whole roster.
Yeah. Thankfully enough first. Oh, Owen is able to just pop in and go his pathway.
Yeah, Owen locked down. Super Lou with I'm offended as well. Owen cutting caught by the fractured key. Will lose his life too. It's a 1-for-1. Both roamers falling down.
This is the main premise.
Valentina Moreno pakai star remote nggak buku kah? Ya, tapi sembari ngejar damage juga.
And it will scale pretty scarily. Come to the late game, don't you think?
I mean, scaling is definitely there. For the side of both teams technically, but look at the mid lane, man. The control for pressure. Roundel,
lethal ignition. Take Roundel able to regen in time. Super Ken a level lead over Nile, and without the mid laner, Bigatron might just take the skirmish. Nile actually reset the turtle. Will give Bigatron a bit more control. Owen has the flicker, can go for the Earth Shadow flicker combo. Iman rotating already towards the turtle.
Okay,
By time
santai.
and allow Moreno to poke everyone down, that could be a valid option for Bigatron. You don't really have to rush this. Now that Rondo is back though, definitely a different dynamic here, and look at Nino already setting up.
I'm offended. Venice Rage Owen! Deleted before he can do anything. Nino in the back line. Spirit of Alpha connecting. Super Ken running away now. That's the eye for an eye over to Super Ken, who's able to dodge away. That's a free turtle over to Nile. No, pushing some damage. Super Luke. Lantern Flare barely on and picks him to throw him to the guns of Sheriff Highs.
Alter Ego will not go down without a fight. Perfect execution. Nino in the backline being the executioner, just zoning out Super Ken. And this Benedetta might be the key to really stopping that pressure from Bigatron Alpha. But Alter Ego, all in all, solid lineup.
They're doing great.
Dia main 4-1 ini.
But they have to try and set their targets on the structures right here.
AM benar-benar mainin 4-1, dicari perang-perang alpha, edit, ya kan, clean.
They
Zuxin.
have a strong front line that can't really be ignored, that can't
Konsep
really be
bagus sih.
skipped over, right?
Terus
Nino can
mainin
maybe dash
Bennett-nya
towards
buat
the back
mainin
line, but
sendiri
that's about
satu.
it. So they have to try and use
Jadi
all
mereka
those
kan nyatu
strategies
nih
to
mainnya.
leverage all that,
Empatnya
to try
nyari
and go
perang
into the
terus.
jungle, to try and take down these
Pakai
turrets
Queen.
early on here before Bigatron gets some more items that can allow them to wave clear a lot
Nah,
more
ini
efficiently.
draftnya oke lah, draftnya oke.
What do you think
Konsepnya
about the
bagus
siege
kok.
coming in from Alter
Tapi ini
Ego?
gue jelasin nih.
Arash, you
Konsepnya
think it'll be
jangan
effective
selalu main
coming into the
4.
base later on?
Satunya
It really
bakal
isn't that
main
good,
atas
honestly. The
atau
Sushin
bawah.
doesn't really do a lot of
tergantung Dan 4-nya
doesn't
ini
have a lot of
connect
range,
akan bareng-bareng
doesn't have a lot of
maksain
damage
perang.
as well, right? With the Lantern
Yang
Flare
bakal
just
jadi
ticking down
viewer
slowly
limit
but
yang
surely.
paling utamanya
But
si
Clint is
Queen.
the only thing that they
Yang
have at their
nge-spamnya si
disposal
Zuxin.
to help with the
Alpha
poke,
di sini
to help
bisa jadi
taking down the
inisiasi,
turrets. But look at this
bareng nge-pick
trade
off
coming
juga.
from Bigatron.
Yang ini
The
jadi
Matrix
inisiator
damage.
utama.
Power of
Jadi
the
perangnya
Bennett.
mainnya 4-1. Lain jauhnya yang megang
Catch
benar-benar
the wave
Bennett.
and
Bennett-nya di sini bukan
Luke
join
and
fight
Iman
tapi emang
will just
megang ini.
force
Dia
their way
manfaatin
back.
orang-orang yang
And Alter
damage-nya
Ego,
tuh
they might be able to
sustain.
just open up their eyes and look.
Gak pakai ultimate,
Cross
udah
map plays
ngerepotin.
maybe because the bottom side turret all
gitu.
going to be broken down. The top wave is pushing now, and Super Ken will be there to get it.
Remember that now the max HP for Key actually scales better in the late game, technically compared to the early game. So he has kind of leveraged this situation as well, right? Find ways to kind of use more of the utility as of for now, in order to like not be the main front line that can just tank everything. Because Rondo now picks up
Enggak
that Sky
dijatuhkan. Ini
Piercer,
konsepnya
and that's a lot of ways for him to proc that Sky Piercer due to the spammable nature of the Tushin.
The Lord setting their sights on this. Alter Ego might be playing a dangerous game. Bigatron Alpha also eyeing for this Lord, and Nino in the backline just will be a flanker.
Owen getting the onward down. Nile wins it out. Super Ken running away. Owen gonna be gunned down by the Meter's passion, but the real world ablation catches them in the back. Heis was caught, soloed, isolated from the rest of the team. And it's a 3-for-0. A 3-for-1 snipe over. Iman not finding it.
The Lord feels so bland for Alter Ego. They lost 3 members, 2 of them core members. And Bigatron Alpha, they fight back, they bite back. Nino looking for something.
Nino still able to escape. Super Ken gets to purple though, and this will be a free turret in the mid lane. This Lord advantage is for Bigatron Alpha.
It's only the first Lord as well, so Bigatron Alpha can easily clear out the waves, clear out this Lord as well. And they're actually gonna get a lot more
bakar-bakar dikit.
But Super Luke
pushing it over to Roundel. Owen with the onward as well. This should be Super Luke dying. Roundel gets the Sky Piercer stack.
a bit too far out alone without the damage from his team.
Perang team fight kanan empatnya lebih kuat.
I think they're at that point where they can clear very
Ini mau nggak mau Luke-nya bakal kerepotan dikit ngurusin lane terus, Pak.
Lantern competed for Moreno as well. Even the frontliners, all these fighters that are giving Alter Ego so much fighting power, staying power, gonna be a lot more vulnerable with that max HP damage. You see they're already taking from Moreno.
Yeah, and Zeus'an will of course be the main zoning tool for Alter Ego to make their way. Oh, Heis almost gets assassinated. And Owen will be there to peel for him, but look at Nino doing light work up top, looking to just chop down the turrets slowly but surely, but Super Luke will be there to respond.
Ini tuh draft rahasianya AE kayaknya sih.
They're able to tone down the pressure.
Unik
they
ini.
have the Thailand pressure constantly
Ini unik
on the
ini.
hunt to just threaten Bigatron Alpha.
Selain Queen,
and their
siapa ya
objectives.
penggantinya? Paling
Well, the big issue
Brody.
for Alter Ego is how do they deal with the burst damage coming in from Iman? Super Ken is
Brody
waiting
ya
around,
Nathan.
finding an opportunity to jump onto Roundel
Enggak.
or Highs. So for Alter Ego, if they jump on anyone except for anyone but Iman, then Iman can just stay in the back and just gun all of these fighters down in the front line. So they have to try to find a way to either send Nino to the back maybe to distract him and stop the channels of those ultimates, or you know, just jump on him outright.
Eye for an eye from Nino. That's a turret tier 1 up top for BTR.
Yeah, follows close. Nino almost got himself killed.
Nggak
but
bisa,
it's all
bisa
fine.
sih.
It's a Benedetta.
Cuma
After all,
gila-gilaan kalau mau berani mainnya.
just rack up the damage and want the crowd control towards the backside. When a nature now for Highs, is this protection enough for him from the burst?
It's going to help a lot against Super Ken in particular, and he is one of the only big burst damage sources. And technically, in the midst of a big fight, it can also help him survive against something like a Nibiru's Passion or Bennett's Rage. So it's a great pickup for the Clint, definitely. But again, Alter Ego's problems are still the same, right? They don't really have a crazy strong front line. They have the Edith, but the Edith is going to be transitioning to a bit more of a damage dealer, especially when he pops that Primal Wrath. So Bigatron have the more solid front-to-back composition, and they have more range to play around with right now with the Renner, as well as the poke coming in from Moreno. So you can see Owen is going to be struggling so much here. Alter Ego are going to be forced to make a move desperately.
Look at that, onward, coming down. Nile winning on the retreat battle, but gets caught in the tough spot. Now Roundel about to be assassinated. He finding the pick off Nino in the midst of it all, finding the final blow to get keyed out. Moreno with a poke. Owen, can he survive? That's a lot of damage. Real world manipulation from Moreno. The snipe not connecting, but now high forward. Looking for the kills, but now with the nature, can he do it? Gunning him down slowly but surely. But Super Ken does too much. They overwhelm Alter Ego with damage. But remember,
Sepertinya 3-0 Israel, guys. Ini
Ini
real gak ada harapan sih menurut gue.
Highs is insanely aggressive. Flickers forward for the kill. But thankfully, Nino was there to
Kalau
sustain him a lot
bener-bener
more.
3-0 dan AE harus gugur,
Revitalize, but again, that is
kalian mau ngomong
insane.
apa guys?
3 for 3.
Tolong tuliskan komenan-komenan sedih kalian guys. Persiapkan aja guys. Makin ke late game, makin megang nih kanan nih perlahan-lahan.
Super Ken, might go for a steal.
Fracture, lethal ignition, ticking. No, he has the regen. He gets out, but he's very low.
That was so close, Super Ken. Looking to get the second bite of the cherry with that movement.
Nih nanti mereka main 2-3 nih nanti. Lihatin aja nanti mereka main 2-3 nih nanti.
Very scary for Alter Ego. The Beatrix damage is just
Mereka main
nasty.
2-3 nanti.
How do they deal with this?
Lihat ya nanti si BTR main 2-3. Lihat ya nanti. Lihat ya nanti. Lihat ya. Nih, atasnya dipegang dulu. Bennettnya mau dimakan nanti nih. Kalau nggak dimakan ditahan lah. Minimal ditahan. Taruh aja Ruby sama apa ya. Tapi Bennettnya harus dimakan 3 orang sih, nggak bisa 2 orang sih.
Saving grace for Alter Ego though is they have a EXP laner that's a lot tankier than you would expect with a lot of mobility. So
Mulai 2-3-nya. Nah, kan sesuai gue bilang kan.
Solid front to back composition.
Wah ini, liatin aja. Bawahnya kan dipegang. Mau paksa dorong nanti.
That's where Super Ken has been able to punish them as well. So there's a fine balance here in the composition, in the positioning of both teams when they're moving around the map, and that is where the difference is gonna be made.
Yeah, Bigatron Alpha balancing all things, and now Super Ken also has that Sea Halberd
Nah,
to
ya kan?
deal with.
Bener kan?
The anti-heals and anti-regions towards Alter Ego Roundel.
Bennettnya mati wangka udah bentar lagi.
To be able to sustain the burst coming from Bigatron Alpha, so does Super Luke with the same.
Soalnya udah bisa kepegang, jadi nggak terlalu gimana banget triknya.
How long will Alter Ego survive? Because they need to look for a moment. They need to look for one big play that might change the course of the game. But for now, Bigatron Alpha is the one who's dictating.
Nanti Beatrix yang main di sini nih.
They have more control because they do have the Hylas.
Nanti Beatrix yang bisa main di sini nih.
The fact that Alter Ego, if they really want to take out the Hylas, they definitely can.
Kalau ada yang mau
But with
dorong.
the Radiant Armor, Dominance Eyes, with the Revitalize available as well, it's going to take a bit too much time, and that allows Bigatron, if they're in the right position,
Dorong
to
tengah.
capitalize. With a Demon Hunter Sword, though, Owen.
Oke.
Go on to Super Luke now with what?
Wah.
Again with the winner crown as well.
Ya
Right
udah dah.
Revelation. No, it's gonna be caught in the Nibiru's Passion. Nino as well.
Dah, kalah dah.
Wait, I'm offended.
Kalah.
Get Roundel. Oh,
Lanjut lagi aku sedihnya.
Nino waiting in the bush. Very sabar. Very patiently. But will not be able to utilize that patience. That was such a rush engage, I feel.
Yeah. It was so prompt.
Siapa yang buka? Tadi siapa yang buka? Sampai Owen lagi yang buka. Oh bener, Owen lagi yang buka.
So ironic, how patient that Nino wants to be.
Man, that was a split-second decision for sure for Owen, man. He saw a chance to jump on the back line, the solution we were talking about earlier, but the ball just
Dah,
wasn't
persiapkan
on point,
kata-kata
wasn't
sedih
in the
kalian
right
dah.
position. And against
Mending
Big
kan
Tron,
tulis aja
he
di
do
komen
that.
nih.
Iman dealt 15,000 damage in that fight, dude. Again, if he is allowed to just fully channel all of the spells, all of the ultimate damage, that's crazy. And even the basic attacks with the Nibiru, you saw what happened, man. Even Nino was chunked down to almost half HP with a single basic attack. That's some serious damage coming in from Eman right here. And with the
Dah, nice try. Nice try, ente.
look for an end angle.
Ente. Rio ente, guys.
They have a Renner, they have a Bennett.
Oh, look at that, Roundel.
They have that poke. Roundel taking a half HP already and still.
Nah, ini ente ini, pegang gua, ente
They're
nggak?
going to try to get 2 waves on. Another wave in the mid lane, and now that's going to be the enhanced lord charging down.
Ente sih menurut
Gonna
gua.
do it. Oh, gonna be
Udah
an
mode
initiation
sedih
again
dulu
with
lah.
Bennet's rage, taking a lot of HP. They got the primal rat now. Nino engaging the pawn. Used
Ente,
up the
ente.
final blow. Fracture from
Menurut
Super.
gua udah ente ini.
Good maneuvers from inside of Alter Ego, but is it enough to keep the turret intact though? Renner, luckily Owen tanked that.
Sudah dikurung-kurung habis-habisan dah ini.
Base turret is all they're gonna get with that first enhanced lord.
Just see what happened right there. The 3 members chunked down to half HP before the fight even broke out. That's the late game Yves damage, man. Moreno is absolutely lethal right here. And Bigatron has one more chance to play on the top side.
Sampai buka lagi nih Owen, selesai sudah kali ininya.
Even to the turrets, he's just slowly but surely taking it down. Nile, or in the Spear of Alpha, now real world manipulation. Bit of ground timing has to be perfect for Renner too. In case Moreno
Udah.
didn't time it to
Udah dipaksa
perfection.
perang ini.
No Nile.
Wavinian.
And another wave
Wavinian
forward.
bawah nih yang maju ya.
Seconds for the jungle of Alter
Atas maju
Ego.
nggak?
Do
Ya kan?
or die, this is
Dah.
2-0 match
Paksa
point
perang.
BTR. Slowly crumbling pieces.
Ente. Ini udah ente. Ente paksa perang nih. Mau dipaksa perang nih. Mau dipaksa perang nih. Tinggal nunggu Owen aja salah buka.
Owen has to do the defense, and Key opens up the door's pathway.
Owen, you can have a massive engage. Roundel dies. Nino with a desperate final
Selesai,
blow.
sudah.
He gets out the knife for him, and now
Selesai,
Owen
udah selesai pegang kata gua.
primal rat. That's gonna crown from Super Luke. Super King dealing with the pop right now as they hold.
Ayo, perangin lagi apa Bidir?
Bigatron Alpha.
Oh, takut.
Will Heist flicker.
Oke. Ternyata masih ada harapan. Jangan nunggu sedih.
Heist is trigger
Jangan nunggu sedih,
happy.
sabar.
Flickers forward, that could be
Masih ada harapan ternyata.
a double-edged sword, but thankfully he lives to see another
Gue kira mau
day.
dipaksa perang dah ente nih.
Defend their base.
A desperate defense from Alter Ego, and it has paid off. On the cost of Roundel, they're able to actually stave off the aggression, but their problems
Set up lagi nggak sih?
seem to only
Hylos
just
pegang
begun.
nggak sih?
With no base towers available, with the Lord spawning in right here, Roundel will be on the map, but Bigatron Alpha just have an abundance of
Set,
damage.
sabar
Unless a
dulu,
big moment is
Nael.
found, Alter Ego can't do much.
Yep, they're bursting in. They're going to try to put all their bags into this. Do or die. Key jumped to half HP already. Jumps in again. Super again. Finds it. Nile falls under the real world manipulation. Reno buys. The winner crown. Nino going forward. Super has immortality. Now Nino with revitalized.
Salah, Nino.
That's a winner crown from Moreno. Can he buy the immortality? No, he cannot. Emon with a back forward with a nature as well. Super Luke with I'm offended. Catching him. Great immortality
Nice
buy.
mati.
But Heist will be gunned down. Emon buys the immortality. And there's a big evolved lord that has been taken by
Matrix push
Super.
bawah.
A game of inches.
Atasnya
and
dorong
Alter
juga.
Ego. They might be stripped down into pieces. Bigatron Alpha
Dah. Titik
wanting
temu
to
yuk.
terminate Alter Ego right here, right now. Will they be able to hold? Will
Bisa
they be
nggak
able
mereka
to
nahan?
force a game number 4? It looks so bleak for them.
Roundel doing all
Sabar.
that he can. Super can just
Taret
go against
aja
Alter Ego as well.
udah,
The base
taret
wide
aja.
open. Go for it. Alter Ego have been eliminated by Bigatron Alpha on day 1. A clean
Janji
sweep
mode playoff
to
beda.
start the playoffs in season 14.
The red robots go online. Terminators, as
Rio
they say.
3-0.
An Alter Ego unmasked. They have to bow out. And the playoffs no longer sees them inside of it. Next season is going to be a tough road for them.
3 masked, 3 opportunities, 3 different attempts with all the adjustments from Alter Ego. And there were definitely moments of success for them, but in the end, It was all for nothing, man. Bigatron Alpha were just too good. And they have
Tapi yang gue suka dari Nino nih,
in the season 14 playoffs.
Orangnya vibes-nya positif banget sih.
It is so heartbreaking for them to lose.
Jadi kalau udah kalah pun juga
Not even a single point.
dia terima dengan positif gitu. Itu bagus sih. Itu yang dibutuhkan tim juga sih buat konsistensi dan jangka panjang.
A few signs of life in the first few minutes of the game, but Bigatron Alpha, they time and time again crush their dreams, crush the chances, and just cage Ultra Ego in their place. Bigatron Alpha, they advance to the next stage.
Definitely a tough moment for the Ultra Ego fans. Looking at this final desperate attempt from Ultra Ego. They saw that they have the man advantage.
Onik kapan guys? Onik kapan lagi guys?
Sneaky in the back with an on-point retribution
gitu gue izin konten lagi, Pak.
this whole match. You see the
Ya,
damage.
gue izin konten lagi ya, gue izin konten lagi, langsung cepet izin konten Pak. Kita izin konten dulu Pak.